Loud Yinzers kicking through the door, loud like a jag-off at a pins game fight. Brace yourself, this ride ain't polite. Dum Yinzers, loud and proud, heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Dum Yinzers, loud and proud, heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Dum Yinzers, loud and proud, heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Rivers collide where the laughs always flow. Black and gold thunder everywhere they go. The madcap kings breaking every mold. With two Dum Yinzers, the stories don't get old. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud, heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice.
Hey y'all, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the show. Great to see you today. It's episode 976 of the show. Welcome back. Glad to see everybody today into this hump day, this Thursday edition of the Two Dum Yinzers. I'd like to say to you today, how are you doing? Michael, how you be, man?
I am great, my friend. I am living the dream. I'm happy. I'm healthy. I'm ready to talk some Steelers, and there's already some breaking Steelers news.
All right, give it to me, baby.
Alex Highsmith is not at day 2 of mandatory minicamps.
Woo, baby. It's on like Donkey Kong, bitches. We are at it. We're back at it today. It is hump day, everybody. Welcome back to the show.
No, I said hump everything. What? Too much.
Of course, big news here in the Berg, guys. Maybe, perhaps you live in a cave under a rock, and you didn't hear about yesterday, guys. So we will make the announcement, but also news bleeding already over into today. Mike just announced, guys. Let me start off with the scoop, just in case once again you live in a cave. Nick Herbig, big extension signed yesterday, Mike. 4 years, $100 million. Keeping the already high paid edge rusher room here in Pittsburgh even higher. I do believe it is the highest in the league when it comes to edge rushers. Mike, Nick Herbig will be here another 4 years. A lot going on in the Berg today. Welcome to the show. Glad to be back, Mike. And as you just mentioned, Alex Highsmith is not in the house today as we are in day 2 of the mandatory minicamp here on the south side of Pittsburgh. Welcome back. So much going on. I can't wait to get into everything. Mike, how are you? You said you're doing good, huh?
I'm doing good. I'm doing really good, man, up until that moment right there.
Enjoy it while you can, Mike, because as every year does, the kids will be off of school here in another day and a half, and they will be in and out of the hair that you do have left. I do know that for the next 3 months. So enjoy these last couple of days because the kids are just about wrapping it up for the summer, Mike.
Yeah, they are, man. Like my kid is done tomorrow. No, I love them, but my God, I do like the break, during the middle of the day after working all night.
Absolutely. Let's allow some time, a little bit of time for let some people walk into the door, Mike. Let's get over a couple things real quick. I take the lead in the NHL Finals, 1-0 as the Vegas Golden Knights. They do beat Carolina in Game 1, 5-4. Mike, they take the 1-0 lead in the Stanley Cup Finals. Game 2 will be tomorrow at 8:00.
Yeah.
Also, the Game 1 of the NBA Finals is tonight. The Knicks will be at the Spurs. That's an 8:30 start, Game 1 there. So we have the two sister leagues, Mike. These two always mirror one another.
Yep.
Start time, All-Star weekend, playoffs, championship, everything always neck and neck with these two, Mike. So there you go. Game 1 underway, out of the way in the NHL. Game 1 tonight in the NBA. That's tonight. Also, Mike, our Riveters, the gals here in town that likes to play soccer. They like to kick the ball around a little bit. Mike, they're back in action tonight up at Cleveland against the Cleveland Force. That's a 7:00 game for the gals, hoping to keep the winning streak going. That is tonight. And finally, the Pittsburgh Pirates, Mike, they win 4 in a row last night with a big win, 10-6 over the Astros. It took 3 home runs to get this win for the Pirates. The Pirates go up 1-0 in the series against the Stros in Houston. Mike, they're in second place all by themselves right now as they sit with a 33-28 record. Game 2 of the series will be tonight at 8:10 in Houston. Mike, it will be game 62 of 162. So after tonight, there'll be 100 games left. They are 38% through the season. Bigger news. Today is the day that you can start voting for your favorite All-Stars in the major leagues. Guys, do get on and vote for your favorite Pirates. Mike, I think that we have a handful of people that can, in fact, make this All-Star team. So make sure you get on and vote often for the All-Stars, for the Pittsburgh Pirates to get into the All-Star game. Mike, as Lau, he leads all second basemen with home runs with 15 RBIs and OBP. Cruz is on a 30-30 trajectory, Mike. He is like one of the only players that's on pace for a 30-30 at this point. A couple other things. This Pittsburgh Pirates offense, they scored at least 9 runs in the last 3 games straight. They now are third in the majors in runs scored, and they have more runs scored than every single team, including the Yankees in the American League.
Why can we not be in the American League right now?
It's incredible, Mike. We would be dominating in the American League. And also the Pirates right now, they do sit in the wild card spot. If the playoffs started today, they would play the Dodgers. If the playoffs, in fact, started today. And finally, Mike, this offense this year of the Pirates, it's their best offensive output since 1940.
Once again, the Steelers doing something that we haven't done in a long ass time.
Or the Pirates, but either way works for me. Mike,
did I say the Steelers?
You did. You said the Steelers.
I'm sorry. Like
I knew you meant.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to monitor the Alex Highsmith situation too and still stage gauge. I'm sorry, everyone.
And also, Mike, the good news about going forward now, Bubba Chandler did get the win yesterday. So now we're back at the top of the rotation. Paul Skeens today, Jared Jones tomorrow. And then going into the Brave series, we'll have Keller and then also Ashcraft starting that series in Atlanta before we do come back home. So good things going on for the Pirates. And I figured out I figured out why they're winning. Their success is obvious, Mike. It's obvious. I haven't tuned in for the last 4 games. I haven't because I know myself and I'm the worst luck ever. Mike, they've won all 4 games, again, scoring at least 9 runs in 3 of the 4 games. So I'm out. I cannot watch anymore, Mike. This is, again, they haven't hit a 5-game winning streak this year. If they win tonight, that'll be 5 games, and that'll be the 5th game in a row I did not watch. So, again, my presence effing the Pirates. Nothing new. Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say the last time, the Buccos were on, I remember I was over at the studio and you're like, hey, Buccos are doing this. Buccos are doing this. Buccos are doing this. I leave. Then I checked my phone like 20 minutes later and see the Buccos have lost.
They were winning like 8-0 or something. Dude, they lost 9-8. I remember.
And I started thinking back, like, every time he starts talking to me about the Buccos, they lose. Like they're winning. You're all excited, and then boom, we lose. So yeah, you can no longer watch the Buccos, sir. That's how sports works. You know how it goes. Like if they keep winning, you're not allowed to watch.
Usually I get all my rest before the game because I need all the rest I can for the Pirates. But now I don't have to do that. I can just live my life and let them do their thing. But Mike, again, if they win tonight, I am Eddie the Mush, Cody. They make me go sit in the bathroom, as a matter of fact. I can't look at my face when they play, obviously. Again, going for 5 tonight, Mike. And again, if they win 5 in a row, this is the first time I boycotted, or not boycotted, just kept away. And then it will tell me that I can't not watch anymore. It's just the way that it is. It's just the way that it is.
You know what? You can't watch them. Can't. You're barred.
I'm bored. Welcome back. A lot of things going on today. Of course, the big news yesterday. Again, the big news this morning. We'll get to that in just a moment, Mike. But I thought really hard about you yesterday. You know what? I took a lot of my mental energy. Well, I didn't have to prepare for the Pirate game, so I was able to do so. And then, I figured out what the guy might have meant yesterday. Remember the guy came in here and said you look like Jack Black? I think he was mistaken, Mike, and he thought that you were Jack Pumpkin. Not to be mistaken with Jack Skeleton, but Jack Pumpkin with the pumpkin head that you have. I'm automatically assuming that this is who he must have meant. That's the only thing I could come up with after 12 hours of beating myself up. That is the only thing I could come up with, Mike. He meant Jack Pumpkin.
No, he meant Jack Black. I have that look of Jack Black.
All right,
and I have Jack Black money too. You can tell I invested into the scenery behind me.
You got Jack Black money and you lost it all in blackjack. Let's say what's up to everybody on the terrible board. Welcome to the show. Welcome back. Lots of big things to get into today as Mike is breaking news this morning as we walk in the door. Yes, the big news yesterday is certainly the topic of conversation around town, but the big news this morning, Alex Smith is not, I repeat, is not at minicamp this morning. Guys, a lot of speculation going on around town. I can't Mike, wrap my mind around everything that's going on. So let's get into it to maybe help us all get through a little bit more. Let's say what's up to everybody on the board. Good morning, good afternoon from wherever you be. Welcome back to the show. Great to see everybody's today. Great to see everybody on the terrible board. What's up? JPJ is the GOAT, baby. JPJ about to get big pay, big baby. Great seeing you, Tyrone, as always, my man. Hope things are going for you. Going good for you, sir. Let's go right here. Tyrone follows it up by saying this. JPJ will be next. I see why Herbig got paid first. But Mike, since hearing Herbig got 25 per year, JPJ, way better, not even close. He's asking 28 to 32. Book it, man.
Could be. And like I still have yet to see the full breakdown of the contract because you know how Omar works these deals to where a lot of money up front. And then after that, it kind of tapers off. So like when I'm hearing it's a 5-year, $100 million deal or whatever it was, it might actually only be like a 2-year, $42 million deal. So, if he works or plays the full 4 or 5 years and we get $100 million out of him, it's going to turn out to be a bargain. And if he can't live up to the hype, you're out of that contract within 2 years. So, it's a nice little deal for him for what he's done in the potential. And we're able to get out of it quickly too. If it doesn't work out, I guarantee you the probably can structure JPJ kind of the same, kind of front load those contracts, get those young guys in, try to maximize this window.
A lot going on, guys. Nick Herbig, again, let's get through the messages and we'll get rolling here. Ty follows it up by saying this. Highsmith might be packing his bags. Hope we can at least get a second or late round for him. Also, Just Learning says the Titans QB has a sex tape. Who the starter, Cam Ward? I don't know much about this. I'm just kind of under the impression that most people do have sex tapes anymore. So things like this doesn't excite me like they did back in the day.
Yeah.
Tommy Lee was doing it 25 years ago, and it was like, wow, that's crazy, man. Now it's like I just assume why didn't this come out sooner?
Yeah, right. Oh, okay. Like maybe that one, whoever he's pitching to will actually catch because his receivers aren't catching.
Possible. Maybe he's testing out some new receivers. Let's check out Cody. Ryan, you are Eddie the Mush. Yeah, I am Eddie the Mush. They will not allow my face anywhere around the ballpark when the Pirates are playing. It's true. Let's continue on right here to the original OG Yinzer Joe. He says, not very smart if they're telling Highsmith he's being traded. Let's continue on. Let's go right here to KJE. He says, hey, what's up? I just joined. What is this about? We do want to welcome you, KJ. It is primarily a Pittsburgh right now sports channel. I guess it's Pittsburgh all year, all around. But again, if you want to tune in for any Pittsburgh sports, primarily the Steelers, all the way down to the Penguins, Pirates, Pittsburgh Riverhounds, the Riveters, the Pittsburgh Passion, any of these teams, you can follow them, catch it right here. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Terrible Board, KJE. Glad to see you. Welcome aboard. Let's go here to Sosh. Always great seeing Sosh all the way from Switzerland. He says this. Hello, everyone. Losing Highsmith would suck so much. Beast and such a nice dude. Great to see you, Sosh. Hope things are going well for you. Corey over at Don't Drink That says this. What's up, fellas? So far, the stream looks good on my end. Hopefully, I can stay till the end. LOL. Hey, man, you can only do what you can do. You can only do what you can do. Always great seeing Corey Beavers. Again, the host of Don't Drink That, a fantastic podcast right here on YouTube, especially if you love conspiracy theories, UFOs, Epstein files, all these kind of things. You could check them out right here on YouTube over at Don't Drink That with Corey. You'll love it. Plenty of content over there for everybody. Do go check out our friend Corey. Let's go here to Cody. Cody says this. He says they called him the mush because every bet he made turned to mush. They said he once lost a bet on a horse race that he fixed. Of course, referring to A Bronx Tale, one of the best movies of my childhood. I must have watched it 100 times as a kid. Let's go here to Cody. Also says this. Alex Smith, the quarterback. Let's go to Corey back and Don't Drink That. Corey says we better get a second for him if we are trading him. Of course, the big news this morning, Alex Highsmith not, I repeat it, he's not at mandatory minicamp this morning on the south side. So again, the speculation continues. The rumors swirl after the big news yesterday. Let's continue on the board. I'll get caught up and we're going to get into all this. So much more today. Sosh, we got that. Let's go right here to Cody. Cody says this, it would be better to back end JPJ's deal so we can trade him for some first round picks. Let's go here to Corey. Don't Drink That. Maybe it was an old sex tape of Mason. Magnum penis. I like it. I like it. There you go. That's almost game ball. It really is with the P. Magnum penis. But I'm going to hold off on a little bit, and that doesn't mean I'm not going to give it to that. But yesterday I caught a little slack for giving the game ball so early, so I am going to hold off today. Just for the general consensus, but that's pretty good, Corey. Let's go back here to Brandon. Brandon says, who cares about the Steelers? The Rams are winning it all. There you go. Welcome to the show, Brandon. As always, let's go here to Tyrone. Classic Cody in the house. We wouldn't expect it any other way. Let's go to Truth Thong. Hey, dude, it's always great seeing Truth Thong back on the board. With the name, of course, you got to love it. Herbig seems to get ran over in the run game, kind of a one-trick pony speed rusher. But TJ does so great stopping the run. I literally seen him get ran over. I literally seen him running by running backs as he was attempting sacks on a run play. And again, at the end of the day, TJ Watt, he's 6'4", 252. Herbig is 6'2", 240. So, I mean, if you're watching the game, the perception is he's a lot smaller, but he's not a lot smaller. 6'2" is a good size, especially for a rushing linebacker. And then again, just 12 pounds less than TJ, Mike. On TV, he looks a lot smaller, but at the end of the day, go ahead. I seen you got something to say, and I want to hear it.
Yeah, no, I remember there were games last year where his run, like when he was in the game, our run defense was giving up like 35 yards a game, like when he played, like in the rush yards against were like 3 yards. I think I saw it was like 3 yards per rush when he was in the game. When he wasn't in the game, they're going up to 4, 5, 6 yards a rush. So like, the analytics and the stats aren't backing up people saying that he's a liability in the run game.
And
is he an Alex Smith?
How does TJ differ from being this one trick pony that people were claiming Herbig to be?
Yeah, and like Herbig is not, he's not an Alex Highsmith where he's damn good in the run game and he's going to set the edge. He stops the run by slicing through defenders. He's not going to take that guard or tackle head on. He's going to find ways to get through and disrupt that way. He's not a traditional run stuffer, but he can play the run. So like it's not a significant drop off when he's in there. It's actually analytically he kind of improves the run defense.
All right, let's continue on the board. Lots going on. I want to get into it all. I want to hear what everybody has to say. I want to get into it today. Today is the day, Mike, as it is hump day. This is day 2 of mandatory mini camp here on the south side. Mike, today, tomorrow, they'll be off Friday, back at it next week for 4 days, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, back to OTA. So much going on for the Steelers. You got to love it if you're a black and gold fan. Some of the other teams, Mike, they are just getting into mandatory next week, even the following week. So the Steelers are first at it. With a few other teams going early at mandatory this year. Let's go here to Yinzer Joe. Yinzer Joe just agreed. He agreed, Mike, and I'm seeing right here, Tyrone says, just heard Highsmith was sick.
Yep,
I can imagine that he is because of the contract that just was given to the guy behind him. But, yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, right. I just came up with Bert Lawton's Twitter account. He's Steelers PR, and he, retweeted out the quote, tweeted Ray Fittipaldo's report, like he's out with an illness, but will continue to be at the facility as he's been all off season. Confirmed by me. The PR guy confirmed it.
Let's continue on. Mike Tortilla says, was always great seeing Tortilla Jackson from all the way from Sacramento, California. My man. What up, brother? Let's go back to Yinzer Joe. He says, that's what I've been saying all along, truth. I know that Joe's agreeing, obviously, of course, with the take on Herbig. Let's continue on right here to Tyrone. Ty says, truth, Herbig did better with the run last year. He will do better. Tater Bang Bang. Always good seeing Tater in the house. Of course, the resident Browns fan, maybe the 49er fan. I'm not sure what's going on in the mind of Tater, but you know what? Who can blame me? Not many people do, but I do want to say welcome back to Tater from across the pond from North Ireland. There he is. Tater with his 49ers colors on the hearts. Let's go here to Tyrone. Tyrone says, Tater in the house. Laugh my ass off. Corey says, Herbig is a beast everywhere. Yinzer Joe, Mike, he says this in response. He says that was because Harmon was out too. Let's go here to Tyrone. Tyrone said, just heard Harmon was sick. Vegas says this, 13 down, 3 to go. We're getting there, baby, and we're going to get there. You don't worry about it. Again, I thought it was going to come out to be a little bit farther out, Mike, before they did sign Herbig to his extension. But yesterday, of course, the big surprise, we all opened up our phone at some point and seen this this big deal. Again, 4 years, $100 million for Nick Herbig. Again, Mike, in my opinion, once you start bringing in guys from Hawaii, you're usually in good hands. We kind of had a good one before back at safety. We're kind of re-signing one now. If they come from Hawaii, I don't know. Call me crazy, but I say give them the money. Let's continue on. Let's go here to Ty. He says, I don't know if I buy that at all. Let's go back to Sauce. Sauce says this. He says, update on Highsmith, according to Bert Lawton, spokesman of the Steelers, is due to an illness. We are all getting that news, obvious, at the same time. Let's go here. Corey says, Corey, don't drink that. Says he's a Rams fan now. No, he's actually that was Brandon on the board earlier. Tater is a 49er fan.
Yeah.
Again, going with the lesser of the talented teams in that division, as they did here. But you know what? Do your thing, Tater. That's what makes you special.
Tater is consistent, and I respect that about Tater. He's consistently picking the wrong teams.
I love that. I love that about Tater. It's what makes him. It's what makes him special, and it's what keeps him a part of this show. Gotta love the Tater. Welcome back, dude. Sauce, it's no problem. Dude, it's all good, bro. It must have came across the line at the same time. I seen like 4 people all responded at the same moment. It's all good, dude. Let's go here to Yinzer Joe. Yinzer Joe said, watch him get rid of most of the linebacker and use safeties in their place. LOL. You never know, man. We don't know what the hell we're going to see, but there's a lot to talk about today. Again, the word is Alex Highsmith is sick to the stomach. I don't know what's going on, but I do know that one of his teammates, Mike, one of his outside linebacker teammates gets the big pay. Yesterday, of course, Nick Herbig getting the extension. He'll be here through the end of the decade. If you like Nick Herbig, that's good news. Again, it kind of plays out in a way that the contract is actually friendly for everybody also, as Mike explained. So this could be a nice 4 years. But, Mike, again, this does have us at the very tippy top of the pay for outside linebackers, the edge rushers, if you will, in the NFL. Something you would think has to give at some point, Mike. We'll get into that and so much more today. First of all, overall thoughts. Yesterday, the big news broke. Nick Herbig gets his extension. Mike, what's your thoughts?
I like it. I think he is the future of the team. This is what you do. You draft, develop, and retain throughout their prime. that's what they're doing. I would have preferred, last year if we would have cut bait with TJ Watt, so then we would have him knowing that he's going to be there. But the way you're hearing McCarthy talk is like, I want all three of those guys out there as much as we can. So, okay, cool. We know how they're going to be used. We know, at least for now, those three are all going to play this year. Then next year, Highsmith's on the last year of his deal. You can trade him or release him and spread out that cap space if you designate June 1st bullshit, blah, blah, blah. So I like that right there. It has not affected the cap this year. You still have a decent amount of money for next year's cap already freed on the books to extend JPJ, another guy you draft, develop, and extend, who's going to be here long term, be that next wave of guys, because Cam's going to be gone soon. TJ is going to be gone soon. So those contracts come off the books. You replace them with these guys. And then there's still all these other contracts you can restructure to get all the other guys in. We're in a good spot. I love what we're doing. As Herbig signing makes sense. I know a lot of people on Twitter are saying, oh, but he's a backup. Yeah, he's a backup putting up numbers of a guy who was drafted in the first round, won Defensive Rookie of the Year, and was included in a trade package for Myles Garrett. You're getting great value on this guy. And if he plays all 4 or 5 years of this contract, it's a bargain. It's a good move by the Steelers, man. Even if he gets the same amount of production this year, it's a bargain of what we are getting for Herbig on this contract. I think it's a smart move. And I think once we start seeing all the details and breakdowns of the contract, you're going to see it's even better on paper.
Mike, he's mad paid. This is a couple of things about that. Nick Herbig he is now the first non-quarterback to surpass $100 million without starting an entire NFL season in his career. That's by way of Adam Schefter, Mike. He does break AB's team record on payday. So there you go. Nick Herbig, Mike, will be here a long time. He's a fan favorite for quite a few people. Again, Mike, I like the Hawaii connection, of course. Anytime. As I said, last year I was watching the All-Star game in Hawaii for high school football, and it was one of the most amazing. I've never seen such a harder working group of people playing football at the same time. It was unbelievable. Yeah. But a lot of times they take their pride in playing football in Hawaii, Mike, which makes me wonder, why did Roman Wilson get on an airplane and fly from Hawaii to U.S. every day to go to school and play football? He should have just played football. He should have played football in Hawaii. He would have been one of the better players there. Yeah. And then maybe he wouldn't have had the problems that he's had early on here in Pittsburgh.
Maybe they met, him and his family messed up at that point. But hey, if he turns it around this year, it's a smart move by him.
I agree, Mike. Of course, Nick Herbig was a day 3 pick. So that is also something else that people might want to argue and will argue along the way, is he was a day 3 pick, Mike, now getting paid mad money to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. So much going on, guys. Alex Highsmith he's not practicing today is the word. First, he was not there. Then he was sick. So again, we'll continue to follow what's going on with Highsmith, but the timing, you got to admit it, the timing is pretty crazy. It's not Mason Rudolph who's out sick today. It's not Jaquan Brisker that's out sick today. Yeah, it's just so happens to be the guy that might be, Mike, on the trading block, as Ray Fittipaldo. He predicts Alex Highsmith to be traded before the season. However, you know what? Sometimes I have to say Ray is really good, but other times I followed him the other day. He was saying that he's not going to make the big move on on Herbig till after the season. I kept making that claim, and then again it happened the very next day. So Fittipaldo, it's the beat writers, they could do what they could do, Mike. Right now he's saying that he predicts Alex Highsmith will be traded before the season. However, as you were talking about earlier, Mike, Mike McCarthy seems pretty content with what he has to work with this year, and I can't imagine that Patrick Graham isn't either.
Oh, Patrick Graham has to be salivating, licking the chops of what he can do with all these studs now. And knowing that, okay, I have these guys here, all 3 of these guys locked up, ready to go. I'm going to have JPJ in the back end with Ramsey, Asante Samuel Jr., Jamal Dean. I can't wait to see the weird blitzes and coverage concepts that he's going to come up with, now knowing that, hey, I have the talent to use the playbook that I've, developed from everywhere I've gone. And he even says, I tailor to my talent. I don't tailor my talent to my playbook. So there's probably stuff he came up with years ago that he hasn't been able to use because he doesn't have the talent. Now he has the talent to more or less do whatever he wants. He's got to be loving it. And like all of his coordinators under him have got to be loving the talent that they have this year.
Absolutely. I'm very, very optimistic, certainly at this point, Mike, as time goes along and I learn more about this team and more about what we are going to be putting on the table this year, the more excited I do get as it is June 3rd, Mike. And I am not going to waste a day to say this. We have camp next month. We'll be back full swing in football camp at St. Vincent College in Latrobe. It's going to be a great time, everybody. Let's get back on the board. I don't want to miss anybody today. Opinions are valuable as a lot of crazy things are going on with our Steelers. Let's go to Tyrone. I'm sorry. Let's go right here to Don't Drink That. Corey says consistently make bad decisions. Laugh my ass off. Let's go right down here to Tater. He says yesterday I was accepted into the Niners faithful. I'm wondering, did you have short shorts on when this happened, Tater? I'm just asking. They're usually very receptive in San Francisco. But there you go. Tater is now the San Francisco 49er representative, Mike, here on the show.
We welcome you with open arms. It is the correct month for this change, I guess.
Not that there's anything wrong.
No, there literally is not. And we have a track record that backs up that statement.
That's
so
true.
Normally we draw the line at Browns fans.
Yes.
And, that was tough for us to accept you in here.
Trannies, fine.
Yes.
Gay, fine.
Straight, whatever.
Once you come to Browns, being a Browns fan,
that's
out.
where I draw the line. That's where I draw the line.
That's what tells me you're twisted.
Yeah. And yeah, exactly. But, we allowed that to happen. You were a test case. And, it wasn't going well. But now you've made the change. You've transitioned in this month of change. So we welcome you now with open arms, brother.
Absolutely. Let's
until he starts coming in talking about Brock Purdy.
Yeah. Now we got to hear all that shit, and then we have to lay it out for him on why he fell into a pile of shit again. But you know what? We have all season to do that. Always great to have you here, Tater, my man. Nice seeing you, dude. Hope things are going good for you in Northern Ireland. You might I think I'm pulling your leg, but I'm serious. I do don't wish anything bad on anybody. I hope things are good for you, sir. Let's continue right here. Let's go to Tyrone. He says this. I think we did smart by with Herbig's contract. I'm sorry. He says, I mean, the Chargers outside linebacker gets 24 and Herbig's way better. Can't remember his name. Mike might know.
Oh, I don't know. I'm sorry. I can't remember.
Vegas says this, Mike. He says, Francisco loves everyone.
Just like we said. Oh, God, I know the Seahawks guy was signed yesterday.
Just type it in. Look it up real quick. I'm going to go down here to Yinzer Joe. Yinzer Joe says, I don't like the narrative that just because a player is young, he's the future of the team. He should have proven a lot more. Don't you think that outperforming TJ Watt, who is the highest paid, don't you think that that's out? I thought he performed fine. Again, I love you, Joe. I'm just saying, I don't know where he fell short for you. Let me continue. He should have proven a lot more to get the contract he got, not get a starter's contract. You know what? I guess when you put it like that, again, Mike, this is the highest non-quarterback to surpass 100 million without starting an entire NFL season in his career. So, again, I do agree with that in a sense. So, yeah, go ahead, Mike. What's the name on the guy from the Chargers?
Oh, no, I haven't found it yet.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was looking for.
Let's continue on. Let's go right here to Corey. Don't drink that. He says this. I think Herbig got the perfect amount of money for the production he's given us. He will outproduce his contract. I hope you're right, and I think that it is going to go well. I really do. Again, I haven't seen any reason to think otherwise. When he's outperforming the starters, perhaps he should get their money. I've always been a proponent of that, Mike. If you should get paid what you're worth, and if you're outperforming the starters, you should get paid better. I don't know. That makes sense to me. Don't quit giving all the money to the guy that's not getting it done. And give some of it to the guy that is getting it done. I don't know. Call me crazy. Call me crazy.
Yeah, he's outperformed everyone on the team except for maybe Alex Highsmith.
Let's go to Vegas. Vegas says this: got to sign your good players as early as possible with how much money has been flying around for sure. And he follows it up by saying, if you're not a Rooney, you're not in the know. Let's go down here to my man Tyrone. He says, I like Highsmith. I do, but we can't be paying 3 edge rushers $83 million. I would love a second and fourth. Would be dope-ass trade, and that would help us get that to quarterback. Perhaps here's the thing: it doesn't seem like these guys are dumb. They're making moves. They're moving pieces around. And again, at the end of the day, if we end up becoming a better football team because of all this, I'm all for it. I cannot complain. We'll get into it. Let's continue on right here. Let's go here to Yinzer Joe. He says, yeah, let's just sign blitzers, not tacklers. We're giving again, Mike, we're giving TJ Watt a lot of money for basically doing less than what it was that Herbig's been doing. So I'm not getting the logic.
Neither am I. I'm not getting the hate for this move. I think it's a smart move. But if we let him go, how many people will be, screaming that, oh, there we go. Oh, we let a young player walk out the door.
I mean, it would be the best case scenario for that crowd if we traded him somewhere terrible and he went and ended up having not such a great career. And listen, I know people were making phone calls or trying to see what's going on with Herbig or trying to see what's going on with Highsmith. All the way back to the draft, these guys had been getting a lot of attention. And you don't get that attention if you're not bringing anything to the table. I don't hate this. Again, you knew it was coming. I for one, thought it was going to be a little bit later, Mike. But again, yesterday we were all kind of surprised. At a certain point during the day, we opened our phone and we all seen this revelation. Again, Nick Herbig will be here for at least 4 more years, guys, on a big contract. Let's go do more reading on the board. Let's go here to John. Dude, my man JD in the house. Afternoon, fellas. Afternoon to you, sir. Always great seeing John on the board. Hope all is going well for you, dude. Let's go to Corey. He says this, don't drink that. See, we just going to forget about all the shit he talked about. Pitt, we got receipts. Who was that?
Tater.
Oh, well, no, I mean, we're not forgetting.
No,
I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of interested to see what his next move is, to be honest.
Me too, yeah, because he came in all hot and heavy.
Yeah.
Now there's no, rivalry between the Steelers and the 49ers.
He's like a circus clown. I just like to watch him and see what he's going to say next and do next. Let's continue, though. But point taken, Corey. We got our eye on him. Don't worry about it. We got our eye on him. Let's continue down here to Somber. What up, bro? Always great seeing Somber in the house. Somber says, ooh-ah. Corey says this. Browns fan Garrett gets traded, becomes a 49ers fan. Ayuk gets traded. Maybe he, Mike, is the most unlucky football fan, as I am the most unlucky Pirates fan.
You might be, he might be. He's going to go to the 49ers and they're going to collapse.
We don't want him. We're always I'm not trying to recruit him. We're always like, Tater, what are you doing? Just come on our team. Yeah. I don't know if we want him here that I think about it.
No, I just want to see how long will it take him to get through all 31 other fan bases.
Yeah. We known him for a year. He's already been through 2. So
yeah,
we're gonna track this. Let's get to Adafi Owe. Somber is saying, always great seeing Somber all the way from California. Indio,
not India, Tater. Oh wow, I apologize.
Way to mess up when you're shitting on somebody else.
I know, right? I was gonna say, not tortilla. Always saying India. It was my bad, tortilla. But no, Boye Mafe and Owe, they all have similar production to Nick Herbig, and they're all making more than Nick Herbig. So the Steelers got a deal on this Nick Herbig contract.
Let's go to Ty. Ty says, Owe, thanks, Somber. Let's go here to Tater. Tater says, I'm glad I've made the changes. The Niners are awesome. The Niners are awesome. Here we go.
He's studying depth charts, team history.
Let's go. I know. He says, I'll try getting by Trent Miles, you numpty. There you go. I'm sure that's going to work out great for you.
I'm going to see him calling everyone in San Francisco, you numpty.
He's let's see. Let's go to Tortilla Gangbang or Gangbang Niner Gang. There you go. There you go. Let's go to Corey. Don't drink that. He says if he's getting starter money, then that's foreshadowing to me for what's next to come for Alex. And you know what, Corey? Right off the cut, the big news this morning was Alex was not. He was not at mandatory this morning. However, coming along later down the line that he is sick. Again, do what you want with that. But again, nobody else of the 91 guys are sick today, except for the guy who's playing the position of the guy who just got paid big money yesterday. I'm just saying. Do what you want with it. I don't know. Let's continue on. Let's go right here to Tyrone. Sorry to confuse Mike. Oh, yeah. Come on, man. You got to help me out, Ty, please.
Okay. Ty, I think I know who we're talking about. Derek Hall.
All right, we're 43 minutes since the question. Mike, go ahead and remind us what the hell you're talking about.
The guy who was just signed a contract yesterday. It was Derek Hall, the edge rusher from Seattle. All
right, there you go. Seattle's edge rusher, and that's not even San Diego, or I don't know who the hell was he saying. Wasn't
he was saying San Diego? Yeah, it was the Chargers, but it was I think it was the Seahawks guy because he's the one who signed yesterday.
All right, so we're all confused. Thanks, Mike.
Let's go. You know what? Hey, man, you know what? I'm not blaming Tyrone.
Dalen Henley or Junior Colston? Ty Vegas is asking. Somber LOL. What's up, Steeler Sheiky baby? My man. Sheiky baby in the house all the way from the Middle East, Saudi Arabia to be exact. Always glad to see a Sheiky. He says this, we got the best defensive line in the NFL right now. That's questionable. I mean, it's debatable for sure. I know that our defensive line gave up a lot of yards last year at certain points. So again, to be good and to be the best in the NFL, we will see. We will see. Let's continue. But I always love hearing from Sheiky baby. Great seeing you, my friend, as always. Welcome back. Vegas says this. Tater puts raisins and gummy bears in his potato salad. Yeah, I can imagine. It sounds like
he does seem like that kind of guy.
He does seem like that kind of guy. And now listen, I might be white, but I am not put raisins in my potato salad white. Believe me.
Exactly.
Let's go here. Owe is what Somber's saying. Let's go here to Vegas. Raise the cone. That's right, baby. Vegas is looking good right now for the Buccos. Very good, actually. Again, the Pirates have more runs scored this year than every single team in the AL, and Mike, only 2 teams overall have more runs scored than our Pirates. So again, great hitting, elite pitching. If this bullpen could get improved, which I think they plan on doing a deadline, I think we're going to make a nice run at it. And right now we are sitting in a wild card spot. If the playoffs started today, they would be traveling to play the Dodgers. So traveling down Somber's way, if you will.
Traveling on down to India.
Traveling down to India. Let's go here to Corey. Don't drink that. If we reject him as a Steelers fan, then we don't take on the bad juju. It's only when we accept him, and that is when we fall apart because of it. Are we talking about Tater still?
I think so.
Because I agree. I couldn't agree more. He's okay to hang out, but you're not allowed to be a Steeler fan. I mean, after he goes through 31 other teams, and I'm sure this is going to take a few years with him. It just seems the way like he is. But I can imagine San Francisco having a terrible year. And then next year, what a weird, odd jump from Cleveland to San Francisco.
Right.
What's it going to be next? He's going to be, what is it going to be? A Dolphins fan, perhaps, Mike, working his way around the country. Who knows?
It could be I'm surprised he didn't follow Miles to the Rams. That was the logical
That's the
move.
Head scratcher, right?
That was the logical move because, hey, my guy is going to a very well-run organization, a very good team. Let me swerve and go to their rival. This is like a WCW swerve. You think it's going one way, and then it branches off, brother. They're hitting you with the swerve.
And Mike, he's missing the mark because the Rams not only are good or better than San Francisco, Mike, there you have the best odds of becoming Super Bowl champions this year. And the new odds via DraftKings we talked about yesterday, the Steelers are plus 5,000. Mike, the team that has the best chance right now is the Rams at a plus 600. They are the favorites in the offseason to win the Super Bowl. Buffalo, Baltimore coming in at plus 1,000. That's ahead of the Seahawks and the Chiefs in Philadelphia. The Seahawks coming in at plus 1,100. Kansas City coming in at plus 1,500. Philadelphia plus 1,600. New England plus 1,600 on a repeat trip to the Super Bowl. The Chargers coming in after that at a plus 1,700. The Green Bay Packers also plus 1,700. San Francisco, Mike, here they are on the list, plus 1,800. Houston with the same odds. Detroit plus 19. Denver plus 2,000. Cincinnati plus 2,000. Plus 2,500 for the Cowboys and the Bears. On to the second side, Mike, let's blow through this. The Jacksonville Jaguars are getting a plus 3,000 on their chances of winning the Super Bowl. Tampa Bay, a plus 5,000. This is where the Steelers fall. They fall in there with Tampa Bay and Minnesota. So take a look at those teams if you want to see what Vegas thinks of your team. This is where they think that they fit in there with Tampa and Minnesota, which aren't bad teams, but, you know, what are you going to do? Let's continue on. The Commanders and the Indianapolis Colts sitting at plus 6,500. The Giants, a plus 7,000. The New Orleans Saints, a plus 8,000. Carolina, a plus 8,000. Mike, now we're getting into the double-digit thousands here. 12,000 plus 12,000. Tennessee will be the Super Bowl champions, plus 12,000. So will the Atlanta Falcons, plus 15,000. The Jets, the Raiders, and the Browns. Mike, plus 30,000. That's double that. The Miami Dolphins, and at plus 40,000 to bring up the rear. According via DraftKings, Mike, 40,000 plus 40,000. The worst odds to win the Super Bowl this year is nobody other than the Arizona Cardinals. That is your odds for the Super Bowl 61 winner this year via DraftKings.
That's a damn. I thought we had heady odds at $5,000, and then all the way down at the bottom plus 30,000. Ooh. You know, put it on there, man. You know, ride it out, ride the wave. Like Vegas said, you don't bet the under. That's boring.
And Mike,
bet the over on the you bet it on the Cardinals, boys. Let it ride.
This is where exactly where I expect us to be, only. Right in the middle, right smack dab in the middle. And here's the thing: it shows you how goofy it is. Let me give you a quick example. We've beat the Ravens 10 out of the last 12 times.
Yes,
they were supposed to win the division last year, and we kicked their ass, beat them both times. We won the division. We made the playoffs. Now they're the third highest picked team to win a Super Bowl, and we're where we're at. So again, just wait and see. That's all I got to say, because every year they give us the same shit every year. Same thing. So I look to see this team improve dramatically, especially compared to the teams in the division. So that's all I'm going to say. Do what you want. They always tell us one thing, but we always do something different. So we'll show you. That is just the way it goes. Let's continue on right here. Let's go to Tortilla. I don't remember if I got this. I'm glad we signed him, but I see why people think that it's an overpay. 1 year playing better than TJ's down year. Well, it's been a couple of down years for TJ. But beside the point, isn't amazing, but it's not my money. Play ball, and at the end of the day, that's how I usually feel. Once I go through every aspect of it, and I find maybe I may be wrong, perhaps I just go, oh, hey, it's not my money.
It's not my money.
You know, so there you go. Let's go down. And I love seeing Tortilla, my man. Always love getting your opinion and your take. Let's go here to Steelmatic. Great seeing you as well. Steel back on the board. Steelmatic says trade Highsmith, free up the 14.5 to 17 million we're giving him. It could certainly help in some areas. Be the case. However, Steel not practicing today, as it's reported that he's sick. Alex Highsmith, all of a sudden sick. He's been okay to this point. I'm just saying. I'm not saying anything, but I'm just saying.
Just say he looked good. He looked good yesterday. Looked
smiling.
Looked really good in drills.
Now all of a sudden he's the guy that's sick. All right, do what you want with it. Steele says this. He says TJ Watt is too much of an impact player. Let's continue to go down the road right here to Joe. He says this: Watt had 55 tackles, 7 sacks, 2 interceptions, 3 forced fumbles. Herbig had 30 tackles, 7.5 sacks, also 3 fumbles. But Watt was injured also. Isn't he always injured?
That's kind of like the argument to keep all three, because all three of them get banged up for a little bit at each time. But yes, he's getting very injury prone as he goes on. and so does Alex Highsmith, and that's what sucks about the two big dogs.
Can we just trade Alex Highsmith's groin and keep him? That's what I wonder, because Highsmith's groin has been the biggest problem for him.
Yeah, it has been. And, if the new training
Every
staff
year.
coming, and with the he said he's been working on that, new stretches, doing different stuff throughout the off season to make it better, or to help it not re-aggravate. The new training staff coming in that's really concerned about the soft tissue injury, so they're changing stuff up. This could, if he can be healthy this year, I think he'll be probably the most dominant force on that defense of those edge guys, because he's the most consistent out of the two starters.
Yeah, Joe, it was a lung puncture, but again, it's not like that's the first time you got injured. Here's my thing. I don't think it's such a cut and dry. I think Joe's making it sound like it's cut and dry a bad move, because this and that. I think there's a lot of things you have to consider. If it was cut and dry, I would be honest, and I would kind of give you a different opinion. But at this point, yeah, again, he's been on the decline. Yes, it was a punctured lung, but guess who didn't have a punctured lung? Everybody else, when we needed him. Is that his fault? No, it's not, but it's just what it is sometimes. And at the end of the day, if that's been his only injury issue, that would be fine with me, and we would get through it. But it's not. It's every year. It's something. It's during the stretch. It's down the last 5 games of the year when we needed him. He puts up a bunch of zeros 2 seasons ago. The whole way across the board. I'm not even talking sacks. I'm talking tackles. So at the end of the day, this is what you're paying quarterback money for, somebody that's not getting the job done in a 5-game span where you need them the most. Listen, I'm not going to say I acknowledge he punches the ball out sometime. I acknowledge that he had a nice sack against Caleb Williams in the end zone last year. But at the end of the day, you got to remember the money that's being paid to him, I think, is something that should be considered a conversation piece more, Mike, because he's got to play at top level every week, every game, because he doesn't touch the ball every single play like a quarterback does. So he has to make big on every opportunity he gets. I don't see that anymore with him. At one time I did, Mike. I don't see it anymore with him. And again, that's the question. Where is he at in his career? Now that he's, I don't know, what is he, 30 something?
31. Yeah, he's 31.
And then again, in the NFL, that's kind of getting old. I mean, granted, we do have a 73-year-old quarterback, but at the end of the day, 31 is something you start to consider as well. Go ahead, Mike.
I say, he had that, the little resurgence in 2023 when, he had 19 sacks, four forced fumbles, 3 fumble recoveries, that, an interception. Was making plays, looking like he was rounding back into the guy that he was in 2021 before he got hurt in 2022. Like he played well enough to win Defensive Player of the Year that year. But then the following year, the production dropped. 11.5 sacks. Yeah, that's not bad, but you're paying the guy a shit ton of money there. And then, the last 5 games of the year in the playoffs, goose egg after goose egg after goose egg. So the production wasn't there. Then he comes back this year, misses 3 games, production drops even more. Like, it's a diminishing return on the investment. And usually that's when you start getting rid of the investment, especially it's in the aging investment. If he was still a younger guy and still was that explosive off the edge, I'd be like, hell yeah, let's give him one more go round. But we're not getting that from him, and extending him for what he did and not what he can do in the future was a big mistake. Contracts should be a reward for what you did, but also for what we expect out of you. So giving him that kind of money, $42 million a year, that's telling me they're expecting 19 sacks a year, 50, at least more than 7 than what they gave him. Maybe not 19 a year, but you get around 15, 17. That's what we're paying you for, and we're not getting that kind of production out of him. It sucks when your favorite player starts to decline. It happened to Big Ben. It's happening to TJ Watt.
It's happening with the Penguins big time.
It is too, yeah. And at a certain point, you got to move on from these guys, or if they want to stay here, they got to take less money.
Or prove yourself on the football field.
Yeah.
Again, we can't
prove me wrong. I want to
go on for 3 years talking about. It was just this injury. Well, it was just it's something all the time. Again, as Mark Malone pointed out, the Watt man had a hip injury early last year, so there was that injury as well.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the board here, Mike. I do want to jump down to Corey real quick. Corey says we're getting dangerously close to becoming the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Allegheny Retirement Rec Center. Let's hope that that's not the case, but let's stay on the board. Again, I love you, Joe. Again, it's just not so cut and dry to me, where it's almost you're seeming that it's a cut and dry thing. I think there's a lot of element that goes into this. But again, I love the feedback. I love everyone's opinion.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are gold. Let's continue on. Let's go to Vegas right here. Steve Boner is Tater's favorite 49er. And you know what? Here's one for you, Tater. Joe Montana, the all-time great from your team, San Francisco. Yep, from right here in Pittsburgh. Suck on that. Let's continue on. Somber LOL. Tortilla says this, Indica, some Indico, California. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby. Let's go here to Tater. He says, Joe Cool, the GOAT. Joe Cool from Pittsburgh. Joe Cool is from right here, baby. So there you go.
5 minutes from the studio, baby.
Yeah. Here's the thing about Tater. He's not going to be able to find a team where there's not some kind of connection from Western PA. So good luck. That's all I got to say about that. Let's go with what's going on Honda. Let's go to Vegas. He says, Caleb made the Madden cover. Will the curse follow? I'm sure.
Career over.
I'm almost positive.
Poor guy had a good year. Career over.
Yeah. Let's go to my man Darth Jar Jar in the house. What's up? Great seeing you, Darth, in the house.
Great
He says,
name.
I agree, but we seen Darth last week. Darth says this, I agree, but grapes and chicken salad, not bad. All right, you're pulling me back to my white side. Maybe I might try grapes, Mike, but I'm definitely not a raisin guy. And these are just dehydrated raisins. So, but I'm gonna trust Darth. I am. Grapes, Mike, and your chicken salad?
I'm not a chicken salad guy.
No, that's right. You're not. Great seeing you back, Dar. Glad to have you here, bro. Let's go to Vegas. He says all these blown saves. They are killing our buckos, Vegas. We would listen. We're 33-28, second place all by ourselves. And the thing about Milwaukee, they haven't lost in like 3 months, it seems like. But you're right. If it wasn't for the bullpen blowing these saves, we would be one of the best teams in the league, which we're working there. We're heading in that direction. So hopefully we can make some moves at the deadline. Also, Carmen Majitsky back to the bullpen after being impressive on the in the rotation before Jared Jones came back. That's something to look forward to as well. Also, I was looking at names in the bullpen, Mike. Not only are they talking about bullpen for trade deadline, they're also talking about maybe another big hitter to put in the DH spot come playoff time, if that's the case. So, again, a lot of things looking up for our buckos.
Yeah, I would like them to pull a move from old Penguins GM Jim Rutherford.
Sign Crosby again?
Well, yeah, he's still producing at a top 10 level, but I'm saying like make moves early, like get the jump on, beat the deadlines to where
he said they're still winning as they get knocked. They get creamed by Philadelphia.
I said he's playing at a top level.
All right, didn't he get his ass kicked in Philly? But anyway, go ahead.
But he's still playing at a high level.
But his team went home after losing to Philly. But go ahead.
But hey,
all right, I'm going to move on to the next.
No, I was just going to say you start making your moves now. And then, because if they're not working, you still have up until the deadline to tinker with your roster and get it right. Because you see a lot of teams that they'll go all in at the deadline, and then it falls apart. If you make some small moves early, and then you have a few weeks or a month or two to see how the team's faring, and then we can figure out, okay, do we need another DH? Do we have to go out and get another pitcher and stuff like that after we've made these moves? And then you can still hold on to your assets because the prices right now are kind of low. But when you get to the trade deadline, you see the asking prices move up.
Let's move along. I'm seeing a lot of good things. I can't wait to get to everything here, Mike. Let's get to
Let's
Tortilla.
get to it.
Tortilla says this. Only reason JPJ isn't signed yet because Art is a weenie. Art Weenie needs to take out a loan first. He will be. Don't mark my words. He will be signed. Again, I thought I was way off with the timing on Herbig, and I was saying end of season. But you know what? Who knows? But mark my words, JPJ isn't going anywhere. That's just crazy talk at the end of the day. Let's go here to Vegas. He'll switch to pickleball. Pickleball, Mike. There you go.
There we go.
Somber says Baltimore. There you go. You got Baltimore. Come on, why not a Baltimore Raven fan? At least they beat the 49ers in the Super Bowl.
The Baltimoreans.
And yeah, he says plus 5,000. Like that again at the end of the day. Let's see if let's see how all their odds work out if we're going to split hairs. But there you go. Let's go to Vegas. He says 50-1 ain't bad. Give me 20. All right, bad 20 will get you 1,000. Exactly. Why not? Why not play it and see what you get? If it doesn't work, you know what? 20 is 20. Let's go here to Somber. He says Browns, Bengals, and Ravens have cupcake schedules because they're ass. They do have cupcake schedules, and in theory, they should all do very well because, Mike, they have the South schedules and the second and third and fourth place schedules around the league. So, again, at the end of the day, I expect all three of those teams to win a lot of football games. In theory, they will, and they should. Whether they do, I don't know. Let's go here to Somber. He says this still plus 30K. Let's continue to Joe. I'm sorry, Tortilla right here. He says, watch Watt get traded to the 49ers. Tater will be gay, isn't happy. Let's continue to Vegas. Vegas says, I hate having the over 8.5 and one team scores 8 and the other team gets shut out. Yeah. But you know what, Tater, Vegas and the Pirates, this is their most output in their offense since 1940. This is their strongest offense. And you got to remember, they won 3 World Series since 1940. So that's saying something about this Bucco offense. Let's continue. Mike, good.
Oh, no, I was going to say I agree.
Vegas says this. He says Alex's ego stubbed its toe, so he couldn't practice. Alex's ego stubbed its toe.
Wow.
So he couldn't practice. User Joe says Watt's injury was a lung puncture, I thought. Also, let's go right here. Let's go to Squirtle Squad. Squirtle Squad is he's jumping on the Rams bandwagon. He's saying none of this matters. The Rams are winning the Super Bowl just like they did last year, huh? they were picked to win it. Matt Stafford was playing great. So we will see. We'll see how that works out for you. But welcome to the show, Squirtle. Great to see you. Welcome. Glad to see you on the terrible board. He follows it up by saying, let's just be grateful the Rams drafted Ty Simpson. I'm grateful they did draft Ty Simpson and we didn't.
Yeah.
So I'm very grateful.
Yes, thank you for that.
Not Reuben Bain. Again, welcome to the show, Squirtle. Great to have you. Let's go to Ty. Ty says trade Highsmith. Much love. You know, something's got to give at some point. But again, I know that Mike McCarthy's high on all 3 of these guys playing all at the same time.
Yeah.
So that. Let's go to Mark Malone, my man Mark Malone, the myth, the man, and the legend, the mustache. Mark Malone. He says the Watt man had a hip early. Yeah, he did have the hip early last season. That is true. He did remind me of that. Let's go here to Vegas. He whooped Joe Louis. Let's go to Corey. Don't drink that. We're getting okay. We did get this. We're dangerously close to the Steelers becoming the Allegheny Retirement Rec Center. You're not lying. You know, anybody that wants to debate that, let's start with the 43-year-old quarterback. I need TJ 15 this year.
Mm-hmm. I think that should be baseline.
I do too. Vegas, who is old besides Cam and Aaron? I mean, it just depends on what you consider old in the NFL. I think Jalen Ramsey's probably considered old. I think TJ Watt's probably considered old. Maybe somebody I'm not thinking. I mean, DK Metcalf isn't young. But at the end of the day, I guess I'm splitting hairs. Let's continue. Let's go right here to Yinzer Joe. He says this. We also have a 73-year-old defensive tackle, cornerback. So there's another age veteran. If they're still more productive than the unproven. The thing is, I don't think Herbig is an unproven. But again, at the end of the day, point taken on these other players for sure. I believe me. You're preaching to the choir with the defensive tackle, man. I do want to make this comment, though. Speaking of Tater, speaking of the Browns, and speaking of that 73-year-old tackle, Mike, this is what Cam said when asked about the Myles Garrett trade. Mm-hmm. Cam Hayward, Mike, finally says something that I found favorable, which a lot of times I don't. Mike, he says this quote, Cam Hayward, I didn't think anybody wants to be in Cleveland, end quote.
Cam.
Mike, do you ever agree with what he has to say to the media? I don't personally.
Very, very rarely do I agree with Cam Hayward. But when I do, I am there 100% backing him up because this is the smartest thing Cam Hayward has ever said. Cam, you're winning me back, brother. Like, I am ready to full on ride with Cam this year. You know, I'm you know what? I'm in the Ayahuasca Express with Aaron Rodgers and Cam Hayward. You know, those two are driving this train all the way to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like
That was such a long explanation. I forgot.
I know,
what we were
right?
talking about.
Dude, I'm drinking coffee before the show and during the show. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah,
Just
Cam.
saying it.
Cam says I didn't think anybody wanted to go to Cleveland, and
Yeah.
you know what? Again, I
He's
agree
right.
with him.
Dude, like they showed videos of Ruben Bade walking through. Everyone's all excited and smiling to see him. He's just like, he's in practice. He has that stance, like he looks like a hostage. Like I don't want to be here. My man does not look happy at all to be a Cleveland Brown.
I mean, come on.
Can you blame him?
Mark Malone needs 17 sacks from the Watt man. That's the thing. I mean, it's got to be good. It has to be. You can't have another subpar season when you get paid that kind of money. That's the difference. I think the amount of money that TJ gets makes is what's throwing people off. Mike, this is top of the line money.
Yeah.
I mean, does Miles? When was the last time you remember Myles Garrett having a down year? It's been quite a few years. You got to be playing at that level, in my opinion. Again, that's a lot of money. Let's move on. Vegas, he says, Southwest PA has hella NFL quarterback. You ain't shitting. The list really does go on. Starting with Joe Cool, Joe Montana, Jim Kelly, Joe Namath, Dan Marino, all the way. And that's just quarterbacks. That's not talking about Tony Dorsett and Mike Ditka and Curtis Martin and Ty Law and Darrell Revis. I mean, literally, that's just the tip of the iceberg. I don't have Mike, if I had another hour out on the show, I would attempt to get through all the players.
Yeah.
But even guys all the way down to guys like Gus Farrat, Mike, who wasn't even a great quarterback. Guys like this still in the NFL. So plenty of talent from Western PA. I don't know what the logic is with this tater, but
I know, man. Like we're a football hotbed, man. Like it might not just be. It's not just top of the line guys. It's guys who had, like you said, Gus Farrat. He had a nice NFL career, a respectable NFL career that a lot of us would fucking wish we had.
Johnny Unitas on that list as well.
Arguably one of the greatest of all time.
And then even Ed O'Neill. Let's say that you're not a big sports fan, but you like Modern Family or Married with Children, just from right over in Youngstown, who did try out with the Steelers, as a matter of fact, with Mean Joe Green's team. And Ed O'Neill not making it, of course, going into Married with Children. I think that was the right. I think that was the right decision.
I think he made the smart career move.
You can either get smashed by fat guys or make fun of fat women. I you know what? At the end of the day, he made the safe move. I applaud him for that. Kudos to Ed O'Neill. AKA Al Bundy, Mike. Plus, he had 4 touchdowns in one game. So,
Polk High record peg.
He peaked early.
Was his knee down though? That is the question.
My knee was not down. Let's go to Tortilla. He says trade TJ to NBC. Trade TJ to NBC. There you go. He could sit right along with Russell CBS, but a lot of guys go into the media. No two ways about it. Vegas says Vanilla Thunder chases chickens and eats them live like a pelican. I've seen it.
I was going to say it has been witnessed live, but unfortunately, there is no video evidence.
You and the Somalians or whoever the hell was eating people a couple years ago. Let's move on. Yinzer Joe says trade JPJ to NBC. Oh, man. Joe's always fun, but he's been real fun lately. He's been stabbing at Ty and
dude. I love it when he gets stabby at Ty, gets punchy with the debates. This is why the Terrible Board is the best.
Yeah,
I love it.
Squirtle says that Kid Miz is the truth. I'm not sure what that means, but
did he just transfer into pro wrestling? We talking about the Miz, Mike the Miz?
Maybe. He's from Cleveland.
He is from Cleveland. He might be the best athlete to ever come out of Cleveland.
I don't know about that, but
I don't know who was born there. You know what I mean?
You know what? The more, and listen, I don't even want to give them credit, but I do know some people that were born there. I just don't want to talk about it right now. Yeah, let's go here, Tyrone Yinzer Joe. I expect better from you.
Damn. That's like when your dad goes, "I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed."
Yinzer Joe, he's developed quite an acid tongue lately. Let's continue down the board. Let's go here to Vegas, where Vegas says this. Mike Vegas says, does Ireland equal the Browns in pecking order of European? I would assume that that's how it goes.
I think so, yeah.
Because you figure the big ones are, France, even England, Italy, Spain.
Switzerland.
When does anybody ever say, hey, I want to go on a really nice vacation to Northern Ireland? I'm just saying. Every once in a while, you get the people that are really high on their nationality that have the clover tattooed on their ankle, and they might, but generally, I don't know if Northern Ireland would be my destination of choice if I was going to Europe.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
And you know what, I'm sorry, Tater's probably like thinking, thank God I don't want you here anyway, but that's all
I know,
good.
right? He's like, I don't want you stinky, smelly bastards over here.
Let's go here to Vegas. Vegas says, I'm thinking Tater. Okay, we did get right here. Vegas says, I'm thinking Tater likes them because he has felt like them his whole entire life, possibly.
Yeah. A real quick observation on Tater. Have you noticed ever since he's switched allegiances, he's become more tolerable?
I agree. I thought the same thing.
I was like we're talking about him, but it's not like vitriol and hatred, and we want to.
And he's not throwing he's not calling us names, and again, very odd.
And I wonder if him in the future, Mrs. Tater, had a talk.
Possibly. We haven't seen her for a couple days. Better check on Tater's couch. Let's go right here to the original Yinzer Joe. My man says, I'm a heathen, boys. My man. That's why we love you, baby. Always love the OG in the house. Yinzer Joe, everybody. There he is. Squeege. What's up, dude?
Squeege.
Speaking of all the greats in the house today, Squeege says, what's up, guys? What's up, Squeege? Always great seeing you. Hope things are going well for you, bud. And Hand John, Mike, they just keep the powerful names, the greats, keep walking through the door. Hand John says, Tater's selling all of his brown stuff.
But today is like a who's who of the board.
I agree. All the greats popping up today, guys. Glad to see everybody.
And you notice Cody's not here.
No, Cody was here.
Oh shit, he was.
He was here early.
Okay, so now the greats are coming. Okay, had the scrubs early. Now the greats are coming.
Let's go to right here. Tortilla says JPJ on NBC does sound tough. JPJ on NBC. Vegas says nobody's buying all that garbage. Vegas is saying about what Hand John is saying about Tater selling all of his stuff. I think Mark Malone says the JPJ trade talks are heating up. Let's go here. Tortilla, he says my pizza rolls are heating up too. Tortilla's pizza rolls are heating up. Close to Totina's, right? Mike, speaking of Totina's, how about this? This is the name that popped up this morning. What about Joel Bitonio, the former Pro Bowl guard? He's still a free agent out there, Mike.
Yeah.
Again, if you have any questions about the offensive line, which some people do, but a lot of people are happy, Mike, this is a name that didn't even pop up to me or occur to me, but he's a pretty damn good guard. Again, a former Pro Bowler.
Yeah, like I think I don't know how well he played last year off the top of my head, but based off of reputation alone, I wouldn't mind kicking the tires on him.
Exactly.
I'd much rather I trust him more than I trust Hoffman as the Pennsylvania starter right now.
Absolutely.
So if you get Joel Bitonio, I think he played mostly left guard in his career, and I know they want to try Mason over there, but I'd rather have him as that temporary guy while Dunker gets acclimated to the NFL. Then you have Hoffman and McCollum fight out for a backup center at that point. And I think Hoffman would win because he has positional more positional flexibility than McCollum. McCollum's primarily a center. He can play a little bit of guard. Let those two battle it out. Have Bitonio there and let Dunker learn for a year because he does need some refinement, and let him work there. And then that way, if you start Mad Max, you have a veteran in Bitonio on the right side, or you have McCormick back onto the right side. Bitonio is one of those guys I was looking at in free agency for the Steelers if they wanted to get some O-line depth. Yeah, he is getting older, but he's still, as far as I can remember, I don't watch the Browns in depth. He was still a productive player, but it's kind of telling he's still out there at this time, hasn't been picked up. But as kick the tires on a guy, see what you have. Can't hurt to take a look at him in training camp because you can always cut him.
And also, Mike, this is coming through from Tyrone right now. Ty saying breaking news: Brandon Ayuk has a arrest warrant on him for speeding. Maybe getting the word that he's done in San Francisco, trying to get the fuck out of town.
He heard Tater was coming. He's
He's the hell out of here.
Like, talk about one of the biggest fall offs in NFL history recently. He gets that big contract because he was using us as leverage. hey, I agreed to a deal with the Steelers. You guys got to approve it. Okay, yeah, we'll match it. Then what? Gets hurt, refuses to rehab properly. This dude's a nut. And now he's doing this. I'm glad we did not get Brandon Ayuk.
And you know what? Tyrone agrees with you, Mike. Is the very most recent comment on the board says, "So glad we didn't get this guy."
Right.
Tortilla says Cody probably wants Ayuk now. He's going to be high on Cody's wish list now. Let's continue on. Let's get back to the board right here. Mark Malone, Steelers looking to make moves to move up for a quarterback next year. You know what? We have the pieces. We're starting to look, Mike, again, if that is still in the back of your mind, quarterback draft next year. I know some people are really jumping into the quarterbacks that we have, but there's still a lot of talented guys, top end guys that's going to become available at the end of next college football season. So, Mike, again, by some of the things that are going on, if that be the route we decide to take, we're kind of positioning ourselves to be able to do something like this.
You know, this is something you and I and the board have been talking about for the past few years now. We've been building this team until we can pluck that young quarterback in it, and that's we all thought it was going to be this year. Yeah, 2026 was the year talked about. That's the year to get your quarterback. It turned out it wasn't, and everyone's saying it's going to be 2027. But this is why you take a quarterback in 2025. Take one in 2026. Mid to low round picks, smart moves right there. If one pans out, awesome. If not, okay, you didn't invest a lot of capital, and you're hoping going into this year you can get one of those guys, and they'll fall down the draft boards and shit like that. But yeah, the Steelers have been building a team ever since Khan and Weedle came here. This is what they're doing. It's like I keep saying, this is pre-Big Ben where we're at right now. Instead of Tommy Maddox, we've had, Aaron Rodgers and Mitch Trubisky and all the other forgotten names that came through while we built the team and get it ready for that young quarterback. And that's where we are right now. You see what happens, with these teams that get these young quarterbacks that have good supporting cast around them. They're going to Super Bowls. They're going to AFC and NFC championship games. And the Steelers are right at that threshold. Just a lot of people don't see it or want to admit it.
Let's go to Squeege. Squeege says this: it would be really difficult, but keeping all three would be awesome. But I just don't see it happening.
I think it could happen for this year. But yeah, I think you're right. Going forward, I don't think it's going to happen.
Let's continue on the board. Let's go to Vegas. The O is young besides Pop at quarterback. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, and at the end of the day, he's the best chance we have at quarterback right now. Was you going to start somebody that we had? Was you going to bring somebody else in? So, he came in got a 10-7, got us to the playoffs. So again, right now, I think he's the best possibility we could have at quarterback for right now for what's going on with the Steelers. So again, I agree that the things are looking good. The offense is young, Mike. And if we could get that guy or get one of these guys up to speed that we like to be the franchise quarterback and lead the way for this team, you know what, then things are going to be set in place as Philly did in a lot of ways, Mike. And we could be having a lot of luxury drafts in the future, which of course people love. They love the big name. They love the pretty picks, things like this. So again, that's down the road for we're setting ourselves to be a good team for quite some time is what we're doing. The things we're doing, the way we're building, the moves we're making, we're setting this up to be a good team for quite some time.
Well, yeah, we are, man. It's kind of frustrating at times that people aren't seeing it. Like the work that has been done to get to this position. It sucks because we've all just been focusing on the 8-8, the 9-8, the 10-7, the 10-7s, the playoff losses. But what the front office has been doing in the back end to get us out of that rut while maintaining ourselves in that position, because that's what the owner wants, but also wants to get better in the future. It's taking a lot longer than a lot of us would like. But it all started 4 years ago with Khan and Weedle, and it's getting there, and it's really close to popping off.
Let's go right here. Mark Malone says Dean Ramsey, JPJ. That was directed to Squeege. Let's continue down here to Tortilla. Tortilla says this: if we keep all three, I wonder if Herbig or Highsmith will drop back and play inside linebacker every now and then to help Queen and Wilson. We already do it. Maybe we can get it right. Again, with the new defense, new coaches, new system, who knows? Who knows what the hell we're going to see? Let's continue here. Squeege, I was talking about edge rushers. Jamal in the house. Always great seeing Jamal. Hope things are going well for you, dude, down in Texas. My man, Jamal in the house. Gang, sir. Let's go right here to Vegas. Why is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland? Well, I think simply because Cleveland's not good enough to hold the NFL Hall of Fame, is what I would assume. That's just a guess, though. That's just a guess. Let's continue on. Let's go right here. Ty says, Jamal, how you feeling? How you feel Herbig getting paid? Tortilla says this, I'm going to open a strip club in Cleveland and call it Cleavage Land. I like it. I like it. There's so many ways you could go with that. Let's go right here to Mark Malone. Mark Malone goes, Bundy was a genius. Al Bundy was a genius. I've been watching, like, you know how I like my reaction videos.
Mm-hmm.
I've been watching a lot of the Al Bundy, Married with Children reaction videos lately, and I got to say, there is never going to be, for many reasons, there's never going to be another show like that. There's just not. I could tell you by the way the people reacting to it that it's just not going to be acceptable to have another show like that for a long time until we get back to being able to speak freely. I don't think that's going to happen. But anyway, it is a great show. I loved it as a kid. I loved it growing up. As a matter of fact, it was on, Mike, and then it was on, like, the reruns were on 11 o'clock and 11:30.
Yeah.
And that's what I would fall asleep to every single night that there was school night was Married with Children on my TV. Sat up on my dresser in my bedroom, and every night there wasn't a night I didn't watch it.
We watched that show as a family. It was like one of the family shows.
Yeah.
Mom, Dad, and the kids wrapped around like that. That and The Simpsons, man.
Yeah, I wasn't big on The Simpsons, but Married with Children was my stuff. It was my stuff. Let's go to Dude. Dude says comeback years for Watt. DK catches everything. Roman break out. Queen tackles every. I mean, that'd be fantastic. Now you're talking my language. Tyrone, he says this. Mark is just a clump nugget, and just hating my time will come sooner or later. Just hating my time will come sooner or later is what he's saying. Let's go here to Corey. He says it's a little off topic, but Ryan, can you something you can appreciate at Ryan? So I thought earlier about the missing scientist. Of course, I think they were kidnapped to build an alien craft for the Project Blue. You know what? It's questionable. Who knows what the hell's going on? Again, Corey, I listen to you for a lot of my information, to be honest. And at the end of the day, I don't know. Like, the guy, he leaves his glasses, his cell phone behind, walks into the desert, and never comes back. Again, it's definitely worth our attention, and that's why I do love Corey and what he does in his show. Do go check him out right here on YouTube if that piques your interest at all, what's being said. But something's going on, Corey. There's definitely something happening right now that isn't normal. Let's go to Vegas. Vegas got his couch pregnant, is what Vegas is saying. He got his couch pregnant.
I think you're
talking about Tater. Yes.
Yeah,
I just read it all wrong. It made me sound like I was talking about Vegas.
Yeah, I was like, I know, I was trying to stick up for my guy. I'm like, damn.
Could you imagine sitting on Vegas's couch?
I would Vegas. I would trust Tater's couch. No.
Why do I keep saying Tater?
You keep saying Vegas. You're getting them confused.
Okay, let me speak, because you keep chiming in every time I stop talking for a half a second. Tater's couch would be disgusting. It would have all these little hard patches all over the place.
I don't know what's in my coffee today. I'm sorry.
You're out of control.
I am out of control, brother.
Let's go here. Let's go to Tortilla. Tater's couch is in Ireland, airport next to the Wetzel's Pretzels. Why is that funny? It is funny, though. Wetzel's Pretzels. Let's go to Squeege. Mike Squeege says, this the way you guys announced my name? You just made my day. LOL. I think I needed that. Thank you, fellas. Hey, man, anytime.
Squeege.
And if I had any recollection, or if I retained it all, I would do it for you again, but I don't, unfortunately. Perhaps what Mike just did. Mike, how do we do it?
Squeege.
Squeege.
Oh, God. I'm out of control.
So there you go, Squeege. I hope that helped. Again, I could be way off, and I might have sounded something totally different, but never a problem, my friend. Hope we helped you out. Tyrone says, breaking news, Brandon Ayuk was arrested as a arrest warrant for speeding the hell out of San Francisco. He heard that Tater Tard was coming to town, and he couldn't get out fast enough. Of course, that is me being facetious, but from what I do know, Brandon Ayuk has an arrest out for him for speeding, Mike. So there you go. Let's go to Mark Malone. Fuck no, start Dunker Max from game one. You got to let these guys get acclimated. Here's the thing: at the end of the day, McCormick did work out because we needed him to work out.
Yeah.
But if we throw 2 more rookies in there, I don't know how much we're going to be talking about this line being a great offensive line like people are talking, Mike. I think it's going to take it's going to take a little bit of time and a little bit of work to get to that point. But could you imagine going into the season with 2 rookies on the offensive line? You got 3 people that you're confident with at the time, and then throwing in a couple rookies to be starters. If they earn it, if they make it, you know what, it is what it is, and fantastic. Great for them, great for us. But at the end of the day, a lot of people that are just automatically assuming that Max Dunker and that IMAX and Dunker are going to be starting. They're 2 rookies. At the end of the day, they are 2 rookies. So again, I like them. I like them just like you do. I want to ultimately see them get the job. But at the end of the day, I also want my quarterback to be standing up a lot of times opposed to laying on his back. So again, however that plays out, Mike, I just want it to be whatever's best for the Steelers. I have no preference on how they do it. I just want them to do it.
Yeah, like my thing is like if it's a toss up at either of those guys are in the battle and it's a toss up and it's a coin flip, I'd rather them go with the young guys. Just let them get their feet wet and go out there and rock and roll. Because if they're close to beating out the 2 veterans, put them in there and let it go. But now if the veterans are outperforming them, let the veterans go out there and play. And then let the young guys keep working and practice it, but have it still being a battle in practice to where there's a chance they can overtake them in the starting job.
One more real quick thing, Mike. Again, we've been talking about, of course, the rushers, the outside edge rushers, the outside linebackers, if you will. This right here, Mike, was something that I did read. Herbig was talking about his teammate Jack Sawyer, another one of the edge rushers on the squad. Mike, Jack Sawyer added 15 pounds to his frame. Amongst him, he's amongst other players looking to have a nice breakout season this year. Jack Sawyer, on top of the other 3 rushers, it would be nice if Jack had another year. My couple of those interceptions that he ended up grabbing out of the air, some of the things he does, I'd like to certainly see Jack keep coming along as well, because at the end of the day, if they keep these 3 guys throughout the season, Mike, of course, talking about Herbig, TJ, and Alex Highsmith, which we don't know if that's going to happen. You add a Jack Sawyer who's having a career season, a nice catapult season, Mike. It can only make this team stronger, could only make the defense stronger, and could only scare and put fear into the quarterbacks around the league. Because again, at the end of the day, not only the highest paid group of outside linebackers / edge rushers, Mike, this is a pretty damn talented group of edge rushers as well, and they all seem to get to the quarterback pretty well.
Yeah, when those 3 are on their game, they're really fucking good. And if we can find a way to get all 3 of them out there, and then like you said, start rotating Sawyer in more and more, because when he was in there, once he got his feet wet, and let's say from midseason on, the kid was a playmaker whenever he was out there. At one point, he was like leading rookies in explosive plays when he was out there. So he has potential. I didn't like the pick at first because I thought he was just a playoff performer for Ohio State. And that's what helped catapult him to people thinking he's this great player. But he worked his ass off, get more and more playing time last year, and improved his game. I want to see more Jack Sawyer. I want to find a ways to get him out there as well. But it's going to be tough with those 3 in front of him. But we all know those guys do get banged up a little bit. So he'll definitely get his chance. And maybe if they start rotating those guys in more and more, they'll be fresher, and because they're all impact players. So why not rotate them in and out a little bit more? Yes, they're highly paid, but if they can stay fresh and that D line can stay fresh, it's only going to help the team in the long run if you're able to do a rotation with those guys and really not lose a step down.
Back to the board, Tyrone. Tyrone's so glad we didn't get this guy, of course, talking about Brandon Ayuk. Tortilla says Cody probably wants Ayuk now. Mark Malone says this, they get a high draft pick for JPJ. They'll have the ammo to do it. Dude says draft the backup quarterback next year. You never know. You might be able to get your starter out of next year. Again, the quality of quarterbacks coming out supposed to be better than what we have. So, again, that'll be certainly a big topic moving forward. Trademark for a first is what Tyrone is saying. There you go. Trademark for a first. Mark Malone says this. Howard, Aller, maybe Malone, Brister. Who knows? Let's go down here to Squeed says this. Who's the quarterback who made you the most upset in your time as a Steeler fan? I have a really easy answer. I'm gonna give it to you in just a second. I remember when I was a kid, I used to get so mad when Kent Graham would come in. I would leave the room after the first drive. You're gonna hate me for what I'm gonna say, but this is a calculated answer. This isn't just off the top of my head. This is something I thought about for probably past 25 years. Cordell Stewart disappointed me the most out of everybody because the guy had so much fucking talent. And when it comes down to crunch time, he really shit the bed. He really shit the. I mean, he gets you to the AFC Championship game, and then I shit you not, against Denver, he had threw 4 interceptions and lost a fumble. He had 5 turnovers himself.
Yeah.
In that particular game, Cordell gets us to the Super Bowl as a rookie by throwing the ball, by running the ball, by catching the ball, by punting the ball. There was just so much talent with this guy, and the fact that we just couldn't get to that back to that Super Bowl with him under center, that disappointed me the most because, again, I really feel like we missed out on an opportunity when he was back there. So him, ultimately, it's easier to talk about the quarterbacks that aren't that good, like Ken Graham and guys like this. But again, this is something I've had quite some time to think this over, almost a quarter century. So Cordell Stewart is the answer to that question, but he falls into 2 categories for me. He's one of my favorite, but also he disappointed me more than any other Steeler quarterback. So if that answers your question, that is what I have to offer. Mike, you?
That one half of football we saw out of Jim Miller.
That game against Jacksonville?
Mm-hmm. Because it should not have been a competition.
It was the big QB competition. Neil O'Donnell leaves, Mike. So the very next year, Cordell Stewart, Mike Tomczak, and Jim Miller. The big QB competition in camp the next year. Jim Miller wins. He makes it through the first half of the first game of the season against Jacksonville before he gets tugged. Mike,
I still don't know how he won that competition.
He had a nice camp. I remembered he had a nice camp.
But I'm just just give it to the young kid. Give it to Cordell or Tomczak.
Yeah. I mean, you figure, but listen to this. A lot of people don't remember the younger people. I mean, I'm sure the older people do. Mike Tomczak was Jim Harbaugh's. Jim Harbaugh and Mike Tomczak backed up Jim McMahon.
Yeah.
Mike on that Chicago Bears Super Bowl team.
Yeah.
So look at the quarterbacks they had. You talk about Chicago never having a QB room. Jim Harbaugh had having a nice career in the NFL. Yeah. Mike Tomczak,
he was a decent backup.
Yeah.
He was a backup's backup. He's what you want out of your backup quarterback.
He was a Mason. He was a Mason Rudolph.
Yeah, he's a serviceable guy. He wasn't going to wow you, but
I didn't expect too much more or too much less. You knew what you was
getting. That one half of Jim Miller, baby.
Jim Miller, he had a tie. What was the guy last year, Mike, that we had in the offseason, the quarterback that did well?
Skylar Thompson.
Yeah, Jim Miller was Skylar Thompson. He really, really played well in that preseason in that camp, and that's why he got the nod. But again, 30 minutes of football changed that.
It was a rough 30 minutes of football.
Let's go here to Tortilla. Mark is worth the entire state of Ohio and cash considerations. I couldn't agree more. I think you're getting a deal at that point.
That's a deal.
Let's go here to the Mark Malone is saying we're like a Pickett-like preseason. Of course, Pickett had the great preseason a few years back. Let me jump backwards, though. Right here, Vegas says obese strippers with bullet wounds. Obese strippers with bullet wounds.
Those are the kind of strippers Tortilla can get.
Let's go here to Squeege. Squeege says the Browns owning the Pro Football Hall of Fame would be like Isuzu hosting a sports car event. Somber home improvement, Mary. Dude, yeah, sure. Show. Tim the Toolman Taylor, Al Borland, Wilson, I think was his name, actually.
That's a great name.
What about Drew Carey? Did anybody? I know he's from Cleveland, and that's why I hate it now, but I really liked the Drew Carey show when it was on.
Drew Carey show wasn't a bad show, yeah.
I liked it. With, Oswald and Lewis. Let's continue on. Let's go right here to Mark Malone. My parents tried to have us watch Life Goes On as a family. We watched Get a Life with Chris Elliott. Was
yes!
The Bite. off of Life Goes On. But that seems like a good show, Mark, with
Corky.
Corky was the guy's name I could recall. Let's go to Tortilla Project Bluebeam. Yes. Yeah. Something that I watch now compared to what I used to watch. I pay attention to the Project Bluebeam. Let's go here to Mark Malone. I think we're trying to tell me something. Let's go down here to Somber. Somber says this. Did we talk about Madden 27 cover? Caleb Williams doing the ironic Jumpman pose. Shaking my head. That pissed me off. Laughed my ass off. I just heard this morning on the show somebody mentioned about that being the cover. And again, I'm not surprised at all. And again, it wouldn't surprise me if he gets injured, Mike. It just seems like he's kind of on that schedule. He's looking good, doing well.
Yep.
He's improving the Bears, getting them wins. Why not get hurt?
Yeah, an okay rookie year, gets to do head coach, explodes, batting cover, thunk. He's gonna get hurt.
Ironic. Okay, so right, that's what I thought you were saying. Let's go to Head John. He says, if you leave everything and walk into a desert, you don't intend on. That's what I'm saying. It was. These are again. These aren't weirdos like hippies. These are scientists, top scientists. So again, something is going on. Whatever it is, I don't know, but something is going on. Iconic is where you were going. Back. Gotcha. Corey says, don't drink that. Says, called it. Let's go. What about Living Color? And Living Color was another one of my favorites in the 90s. With the Wayans brothers.
Dude, that
Tommy Davidson, Jim Carrey. David Allen Greer.
Because of that show, that's why we now have these mass-produced NFL halftime shows.
Yes, that's right.
They had like, hey, during the Super Bowl on halftime, flip on over. We're having a live special, and it did numbers.
Because they had the Men on Football was a halftime show that they did for a couple of years, and it was I forget the two guys' names, the characters, but it was David Allen Greer and Damon Wayans. And they were homosexuals. They were supposed to be. And remember, David Allen Greer, he would, he had the ball, and he'd bend over like the center. He's like, okay, grab the little blue ball now. And David Wayne's like, isn't that gonna hurt? I loved In Living Color. Maybe one of my favorite shows ever. And listen,
football.
The 90s just had it. The 90s just had good everything. I don't care what anybody says. Argue with me on that. We had the best TV shows, the best music, and I don't care. I don't care if I sound like an old head because I went through this being a younger person with the 70s. And you know what? The people talking about the 70s weren't wrong. The 70s were pretty fucking great too, if you go back and look at their entertainment. So again, Parker Lewis can't lose. Rock Pack of Coals. You were hitting them on all cylinders today. Two good shows, of course. Parker Lewis can't lose. What was the football team at the high school that Parker Lewis went to? Pack of Coals. See if you got that one right off the top. I do know that Rock was a garbage man on his show, but just a real quick one for you, Pack of Coals. Do you know what was the team high school mascot on Parker Lewis Can't Lose? I'll give you a minute on that. Let me jump down here to Tortilla. He says Project Bluebeam is a fake alien invasion planned by the governments around the world to unite as government against the fake aliens. The comment is for entertainment. I know exactly what it is. And listen, I think that there's something going on. And if we had more time and maybe under a different format, I could get into it heavily with you. I just don't want to bore everybody that's not into this topic. But I'm absolutely know exactly what you're talking about. Let's go here to Corey. Don't drink that. Says this. Called it on Ayuk. Laughed my ass off. Mark Malone. They're smart guys. We have coaches. And now they can get it done. Of course, talking about the rookies. I said, how are you going to start two rookies? That was Mark's comment. Mark Malone. Okay, right here. He says Dunker and IMAX. There you go. We got that. Somber. Yep. FTA in court will lead to a warrant. I'll get that to you in 1 second, Pack of Coals. Let me finish this comment. Why not just pay the ticket and laugh my ass off? Good Lord. And it's the speeding. It isn't like Grand Theft Auto for crying out loud. What could it be? The high school mascot on Parker Lewis Can't Lose was the Flamingos. They were the Flamingos, the pink Flamingos. And the big football player that hung out with Parker, his name was Kubiak. I'm almost 100% his name was Kubiak. You could check me out on both of those if you would. If you're interested, I don't mind one way or another. Let's continue on, though. Let's go right here to Darth Jar Jar. Darth says this. He says, I can't tell if Ruben Bain comment is a troll comment or not. Tortilla says, Money Mitch, no doubt, was the worst quarterback I've seen play for. And this was this is a high draft pick. You got to remember that one thing about Mitch Trubisky. It wasn't like he was a 6th rounder. It wasn't like he was a 3rd rounder. This dude was a top 5 pick, Mike, if I'm not mistaken. Mitch Trubisky?
He went, did he go first overall? I believe.
I don't know if he was first, but I know he was up there. Still pretty unbelievable when you think about it. I think he was in the top 3. I could be wrong. Mike was going to look into that. I see.
Because I remember when it happened. Because he came out of nowhere, and I'm like to me, like
2 overall Tortillas.
Yeah, like to me, Mahomes was the guy in that draft because I watched a lot of that of his that senior year when he was at I forget what college it was, but he was just slinging the ball over the place. I'm like, why would you not want this guy? Oh, he didn't take snaps under center. Yeah, but he's slinging the ball all over. And then Mitch Trubisky came out of nowhere and was the first quarterback off the board. Wild.
Mark Malone says this. I used to get super pissed at Cordell. Me too. Oh, me too. Oh, me too. Because again, you'd be so confident because he would do such great things. You know, just an 80-yard run out of nowhere for a touchdown. Again, and then then he'd set you up for failure. You get in the big games, and again, 5 turnovers interceptions were normal when it came down to big games, and that was what was so frustrating for Mr. Cordell Stewart. Let's continue on right here to Vegas. Vegas says this. He only got the ball 4 times in the Super Bowl. Who's that? Cordell? Not bad for a rookie.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, the guy was a rookie. We don't even play rookies for the first 3 years of them being on the team now. You know what I mean? The guy, but think of the plays that he made throughout the season. The passes, the touchdown pass against Cleveland, a 20-3 win. I mean, there were so many points of that career that you could point to that Cordell certainly helped get to that Super Bowl. No 2 ways about it. Let's go to Tyrone. My dad loved Cordell. I think I have a Cordell Stewart starting lineup action figure. I got all kind of shit. I think I got some Cordell stuff in there. Let's go here. Miller had a Pickett-like preseason. It was. Vegas says Jim was fun to watch at BYU. And again, I mean, he was popular for a summer. Mike, I do know that as they were trying to figure out who their starting quarterback was going to be. A lot of people did like Jim for a summer. Squeech says my dad was the biggest Mike Tomczak fan. And his son just is in the NFL now too, out of Youngstown State, where Al Bundy is from. Mike Tomczak's son, the receiver, to the NFL this year.
Yep.
Or he might be a nephew. I think he's a nephew. I don't think he's
I thought it was his son.
I'm pretty sure he's a nephew.
Okay.
Let's continue on right here. Darth Jar Jar says this. Ruben Bain would make them ever better right now. LOL can use more D-line. Tyrone says, why they only 10 likes? Hit the like button. Oh, we thank you. As always, Tyrone, you the man. Somber says this. Whose line is it anyway? It was a banger. Absolutely. You don't see it anymore. But the guys from, at least Ryan Stiles from Drew Carey was on that. Colin Mockery. Wayne Brady. Times also. They also had a woman or another person, a 4th person on that panel as well. Let's do Scoot Along. I'm not sure what just happened, but Mike made a pretty big fix. I got to give you props, man. Because wouldn't I give you hell or wouldn't I give you shit if it was a problem? I have to give you props, Mike.
You would yell at me.
Listen, 976 episodes, Mike. You were nailing it. You're hitting it on all cylinders.
Hey,
baby.
you know what? It took me a while, man. I'm a slow developing player. But once I got to the big leagues, man, you can see what happened. My career just accelerated.
Yeah, you're looking good, brother. Great job on. You saved my board. I have no reason to not be thankful. Let's continue on right here. Yes, of course. And what's my line? And Drew Carey was like the host. That was really cool. I like that as well, Somber. Tortilla says that show's the best. They're just so funny. They can come up with stuff just like that. It's really funny. Vegas says only 13 jobs. You lazy bastard. Yeah. Yes. Hey, Mon from In Living Color. Mm-hmm. You only got 13 jobs. Let's go here to Tyrone. Tyrone says, keep refreshing my page to see if the GOAT got his bag. Hey, man, I hope he will. That's the thing, he will. It's just a matter of when. Vegas, that little hat was hilarious.
Oh my god, it would just be on the corner. Oh
yeah. 2 snaps, a twist, and a kiss. Loved in living color, bro. I mean, that was when I was like right at that point in my life, like, where I'm really starting to learn about life. I was probably 12 years old, give or take. And I don't know. I loved it. Let's move forward a little bit right here. Tortilla says this, Rooney probably got to get the money ready for JPJ's bonuses. Pack of Cools, I do want to say welcome to Pack of Cools. Always great seeing you on board, my man. I hope things are going well for you. Hope you're enjoying your off season. 2 overall, Tortilla is what he said about Mitch Trubisky. Let me jump right here back to Cole. Pack of Cole. He says this: Cordell was just an athlete playing quarterback. I was younger, but you can tell he wasn't an NFL quarterback. And I agree with you. Again, I think this is there's a lot bigger calculated explanation of what you're saying. And I don't know if I'm going to get into it right now, but I agree with you. He could have been a better quarterback. I couldn't agree more. I think he could have been something special. He was ahead of his time. They didn't know what to do with a guy like this. They just didn't. I mean, you had your Randall Cunninghams and guys like this back then. Even Dante Culpepper. They just didn't know how to turn him into that quarterback. And unfortunately, he goes to Baltimore, Chicago, a couple other squads. They weren't able to do it either. So he ended up just shitting out his career, and it was unfortunate. Very unfortunate for Mike, number 10, the original.
Number 10.
Let's go here to Jamal. Jamal says, go to hell, Pack of Coles. Cordell is the GOAT. Let's go here to right here. Corhell. Tortilla is saying. Tortilla says, the bank gets weird if you want to move around big amounts of money. I feel like a lot of the waiting is just the banks getting ready to wire the money. Negotiations are most likely ironed out. You know what? For guys like us, it would be. They would be all over us trying to watch what we're doing. But I think when you're talking probably anybody that works for the NFL, it's probably a different system. I would guess. I would guess millionaires don't play on the same playing field that we do. I'm just guessing. I don't know this to be true or false, but I think that our money probably moves slower for whatever reason. Let's continue right here to Vegas. Vegas says this: Randall was UNLV quarterback. Who would play? Dude, Randall Cunningham was a beast. Another person like during that period of time in my life, where I'm learning about life in living color. Randall Cunningham. I mean, this was my childhood. This was
mine too, man. Fucking Randall Cunningham.
Prime time.
He was the shit. I love me some Randall Cunningham.
Let's get to a few topics, Mike. Let's a few things I do want to talk about here. Of course, the big news of today is Nick Herbig getting paid. Mike getting his extension, 4 years, $100 million. And the other big news that may not be big news, that might be big news, that isn't big news, that could be big news. Alex Highsmith sick today. Alex Highsmith not practicing. He's sick today. Do what you want with that. Maybe I'm crazy. Let's move on, Mike.
Timing in life is everything, my friend.
Right. Some people say there's no coincidences. And you know what? I don't know if I totally disagree with that, guys. I'm just saying the timing, it could be one of the 91 people on this team, but it's not. It's Alex Highsmith, who is sick and not practicing today. Again, do what you want with that, guys. SI, cover the ultimate weapon. Vegas says. Let's go back, Mike. A few things I'm going to talk about, and then we're going to get into a couple other topics as we're kind of sort of rounding third on the show. We're still looking good. Mike, right here, this is what people are going to ask of you when you talk about this. Of course, the JPJ contract, the Darnell Washington, and then also Keanu Benton. These are names, Mike, of gentlemen that are going to be looking to extend their contracts as well. How does things fall into place? Because yesterday I said to you, Mike, what is the end result? What is the resolve to this? When it's all said and done. Now I want to ask you that 24 hours later, with knowing what we know, seeing what we're seeing, and with using those three names, JPJ, Darnell Washington, and Keanu Benton, Mike, reiterate what it was that you said yesterday.
Can't remember what I said yesterday, but I'm hoping they can find a way to keep JPJ and Herbig, because those are the two most important players on this team going forward on the defense. They're the two young rising superstars. I want to keep those two. I want to do whatever I can, because for me, the most important position on defense is my cornerback position. We got to be able to cover the receivers. And after that, maybe you can start classifying that edge position as the next most important position on defense. But give me JPJ. He's one of the best corners in the league. He's a lockdown corner. Yeah, you're not going to get the interceptions out of him, but the guys aren't going to be catching the ball against him. The team's number ones are not going to be able to do anything against him. And when he's put on those guys, he shuts them down. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Puka Nacua, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. When he's allowed to follow those guys across the field, he shuts them down. He needs to be re-signed. Keanu Benton, I like him, but he's a guy who can go. Darnell Washington, I love Big Darnell. But as my guy, eating himself into an offensive tackle, he keeps getting bigger and bigger. It's fun, but is that going to hinder his ability? I do want to
cut in real quick and say this, Mike McCarthy, very, very, and Mike, not just impressed, Mike McCarthy, very, very impressed with Darnell Washington. Yeah. He's changing McCarthy's vision of the offense and what it could be, Mike. Yeah. That is a comment that I was going to bring up next.
Yeah.
I just figured that'd be a good place to slide it in.
Yeah, hey, man, cool. If he can get to a playing weight that, he's comfortable keeping his body at, and the team is too, I'd like to find a way to keep him as well. But it's going to be hard to keep all these young guys because we got these older contracts of TJ Watt, Cam Hayward, Jalen Ramsey. As long as they're still productive, those contracts make sense. But, remember, these contracts, a lot of them are designed to be 1 to 2 year deals, and then you can cut them and spread that dead cap out over the next 2 years, which they'll probably do with these guys and be able to sign Herbig, Porter, potentially even Washington, and then figure out something to do with Benton down the line.
Yo, what's up, Jamie? Great seeing you back on the show. As always, Jamie Carlo, welcome to the Terrible Board. Always great seeing you. Also, Somber, just kind of give you something to think about for a moment. Like Somber says, Darnell lost weight. What do you mean bigger and bigger? LOL. Give you a minute just to think that over, Mike. I'm going to grab some of these messages, and we will get right around to it. Jamie, what's up? Always great seeing you. Let's go right here to Somber, where Somber says this. Jay Watt on some of the differences between McCarthy's practice and Tallman's practices. You don't see benches out there anymore. It's much different. Change is good. Filippato. Mike, also, this was said. Where am I looking? I had something good that kind of went along with this. JPJ confirms that Patrick Graham will use cornerbacks in a lot different ways, Mike. They're not going to be confined to one side of the field. He's going to let people play more freely, move all over the places. So, again, what Somber's saying, what's being said in some of these other comments, I'm feeling 100%. I am feeling 100%, Mike, that the team is embracing. They're really buying in to what's being done. I think this team really wants to prove itself. I truly, honestly do believe that this team wants to come out and really set a precedent, make a name for themselves. And I really, truly, honestly believe that, Mike. I think you're going to get the best results or some really good damn results from your Pittsburgh Steelers this year. Tune in. Shame on you if you miss Pittsburgh Steelers football this year, Mike. We have 17 games. We have 3 preseason games. That's 20 games of football, not including a playoff run. So, again, if you're not excited about this, are you even human? I'm not even going to say, are you even a Steeler fan? Are you even human if you're not excited about what's going on with this Pittsburgh Steeler team right now? Very, very exciting stuff going on. Let me go down a couple more, Mike, and we're going to get to some comments here. Jamal says, oh, shit, Alex pissed. Always great seeing Jamal. Love always hearing what you got to say, my friend. Let's go to Tyrone. Glad to see it. Somber. I am too. I am too. I'm feeling really, really good, and I think a lot of Steeler fans are as well. Tyrone says this, JPJ getting top dollar, 27 to 32 range for show. Also, Somber says, sounds like a lot of players are embracing the changes right away. And it seems like it's a common comment. That's the way Pittsburgh fans are seeing things, Mike. And again, who would have thunk, again, that everyone would feel so optimistic at this point after just getting washed off the field against Houston at home in the playoffs in January. Steeler fans I think rightfully so, are optimistic. And I sure hope to see the results this year that confirm that.
It's encouraging to see that all these guys are embracing that change. So that was a big fear from a lot of people. Are the vets gonna jump on board? Because you knew like the younger guys would, but will the vets jump on board? And they've been on board since day one, and
I
it's just
agree.
awesome to see. And it just shows me this move was the right move to make. You're getting a guy that's bringing in different things, but also honoring the legacy of what came before him and the certain standards that won't change there. And being a local guy and a guy who's been in the league a long time, he's making those right moves, and it's things are going so smooth. And this has just been a great move, great offseason for the Steelers.
I agree, Mike. I'm gonna boomerang it right back to you. This is Somber says Darnell lost a lot of weight. What do you mean bigger? He's like 305 to 310 right now. Any way you slice it, it's over 300 pounds.
Bigger than he did last year, man.
Yeah.
He just looks bigger. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying he just looks much thicker.
And also, I have guys. I have friends growing up that's 6'5", 6'6", 6'7". If you're 300 pounds in that, you're a big guy.
Yeah.
Because my buddies, I grew up. One that was 6'4", one that was 6'5", one that was. Matter of fact, Chop's brother was 6'6", and again, they weren't anywhere near 300 pounds, but they were big guys. With that size and over 300 pounds, you're a big guy no matter which way you slice it. I think we're going to see a lot of fun stuff out of Darnell Washington. My man Jamie in the house, always great to see you. Exchanging pleasantries. Everyone's happy to see Jamie. Let's go here to Mike Tomlin says, "Hello, darkness, my old friend." Mike Tomlin, always great seeing Coach T in the house. Coach T, wish you all the luck with CBS. My brother, hope things goes well for you. Let's continue down on the board. Let's go here to Somber. Somber says, "Yes, sir. Excited to see what this team can do." That seems to be the general consensus. Jamie Carlos says this: "How can you not be excited if you're a Steeler fan? Change is good." And finally, Mike Somber, he does say this also about Mr. Washington. He says he lost fat and gained muscle, toned down to be quicker and
I hope so.
And even scarier, Darnell.
I hope so. I love me some Darnell.
You know where I fit in this category. I love freaks. I love freaks.
There's his listed weight, and then when he was on the Alman Ra Brothers podcast last year, he told his weight, and they were like, "Holy shit, dude!"
A few more things that might be encouraging for you if you're trying to figure out how things are going at mandatory this week. Mike McCarthy happy with the trajectory of the diverse quarterback group. So some people got this guy on their way out. Some people got this guy on their way out. Mike McCarthy, the one that matters at this point, he is happy with what he's seeing from this group of his quarterbacks. And you know what? Again, just more encouraging. Could you imagine being a Browns fan? Could you imagine going through that right now with the people in that time? Like, those people already probably have that fucking news tied, all year round. Can you imagine yesterday when Myles Garrett gets traded away, or the other day, whenever the hell that was? Being a Steeler fan, as always, guys, you gotta love it.
Gotta love it. And like what McCarthy was saying, like the trajectory of the diverse group of quarterbacks, it's kind of echoes what I said in OTAs. Like, each quarterback has their own development plan. So what we might be seeing out of Will Howard is different with what the coaches are seeing of where he should be. And same thing with Drew Aller. If we're all saying, "Oh my God, Drew looks so behind," but in their minds, like, "Hey, he's right where we want him to be. We're breaking down." Or we're like, "Oh my God, Will Howard's so ahead." And they can be like, "Hey, he's just right on track. This is where we expected him to be." So every quarterback's going to have their own development plan of where the team wants them. So as long as the coaches are happy with what they're seeing out of them, the ups and downs, I'm okay with it, man. I'm going to take them at face value.
Let's go right here, Mike. Also, Deshaun Elliott, Mike, saying he's all good now, putting his injury behind him.
Good.
That's going to create more questions, but you know what? I like these questions. I like having good problems. And people right now are starting to say, well, who's going to get is it going to be Deshaun Elliott? Is it going to be Jaquan Brisker? I don't care, because I know they're both good, and I know that the better one is going to ultimately get the job, and the other one is going to be there to help and step up. So at the end of the day, Mike, Deshaun Elliott, a lot of people wondering about how he's doing. He says he's, quote, good now. And again, he says, quote, "I'm putting the injury behind me. getting ready for this season. As again, just another positive thing from Steeler Mandatory that we are learning this week about our team. Mike, Deshaun Elliott now in the mix as well.
I like it, man, because if he can get healthy and ready to go for week one, you have him and Brisker back there at the same time. You got, your two outside guys, and then you got Jalen Ramsey roaming in that secondary, the three big dogs at edge, and then PQ, and then your big guys up front. It's going to be
your shutdown cornerback. Your shutdown cornerback. Your Jamal Dean, who had
he's also a shutdown corner.
He's also a shutdown corner. The only shutdown corner we're missing is Quinion Mitchell, Mike. I think if you look up the top 5, these two guys are in the top 3 or 4. Yeah. So do what you want, guys. Let's jump back on the board here, Mike. Let's go here to Somber. Okay, we did get that one. He lost a lot of fat, gained muscle. Somber says, I think it was Saunders who said he has abs that are showing. Can you imagine being 300 some pounds and your abs are showing?
Jesus,
that's a freak. Diddy Saunders. Vegas says, I like watching the defenders react when Washington gets the ball. Me too. I could watch that Bengals footage over and over and over and over of Geno Stone and his teammates getting ran over by Darnell Washington. Classic stuff. This is stuff we're going to tell your kids about. Remember when Vance McDonald stiff-armed a guy from Tampa Bay and threw him to the ground and scored a touchdown? I mean, these are things that you're going to be telling your kids about. The way that Darnell Washington was knocking these people around like that. Come on. When do you see that in the NFL?
Right. We saw a grown
that much of a size advantage over everybody else who are all world-class athletes. Make them look like rag dolls. It's, again, I love the freaks. This is some of my favorite part of sports. Let's go to right here, right where Jamal. He says, yeah, I heard D-Wash slimmed down a bit. All right, I take your word. Somber says this, grab the proverbial oh shit handle. That's right. Mike Geno Smith was probably, again, from Newcastle, as a matter of fact, just right up the street, probably I would say probably shitting himself as he's seen the first 2 guys get ran over or however that played out.
Geno Smith Geno Stone, right?
Yes.
Stone made a business decision.
Yes,
when
he
saw him coming. He's like, and you know what? I kind of get where he's coming from.
Kinda. I think that Brandon Ayuk is in the right path. I'm surprised Geno Stone didn't get in his car and speed away. As D-Wash is coming down.
Normally, as a football fan, you're like, dude, man the fuck up and get in there and take the hit. But also at the same time, you're like, nah, bro, I get it.
No, me too. I don't make it. There's not enough money out there.
Just do the old Ole. Coach, I don't know what happened, man.
Yeah.
My mind shut down. My body turned on jelly. It happens, Coach.
That's my excuse. Let's go right here to Vegas. He says, poor little Bengal guys went flying. That was great. It was, again, you're going to tell your kids about this shit. And if you love football, there's just things you don't forget.
Yeah.
There's just things you like coming up down on the road on the screen here. I'm seeing Bettis' name. Come on. Him running over Brian Urlacher in that monumental game against Chicago back in the 2005 season, Mike. 2005 Super Bowl year. Again, just there's things you're never going to forget.
No. And I was never a big Urlacher fan. I thought he was really overrated. So when Bussy ran him over, I was elated. I was jumping up and down, screaming like a maniac. It's the best day of my life.
Tortilla says this, like toddlers when a big dog is running around knocking them over. Exactly. Which is hilarious in itself as well. I think we could all agree. Let's go here to Somber Darnell, stiff-armed dudes like a dog's tail knocking over toddlers. I agree. And I love it. Corey says this from Don't Drink That. I swear on paper we have a number 1 defense, but I think we did this last year as well. The pessimistic person in me says it's too good to be true, but the fan in me says there's a defense like ours. LOL. I'm torn. You know what? I'm there with you. I mean, just being a realistic person, you got to look at it and try to figure it out. And at the end of the day, Mike, if coached well enough, I think this defense could be great. So
I think so too.
hopefully what Patrick Graham and Coach McCarthy bring to the table is enough to turn that leaf and become a great defense. Would be something if the defense would turn great under an offensive-minded head coach. Again, just more
Right?
things that we could certainly enjoy and take and love as Steelers fans.
Like we've been saying, man, it's right there. You can see it building. You can see it ready to explode.
Absolutely. Let's grab Vegas. He said, we have lots of highlights versus the Bengals that make them look really bad. Listen, that's not a hard thing to do, but point taken. Let me finish your comment. That make them look really bad. There one guy let Le'Veon Bell run right down the sideline for a touchdown. I believe me, but from Hines Ward breaking a jaw, from Juju Smith-Schuster just flattening Perfect. I mean, really, the highlight reel goes on and on and on and on and on.
Bengals fans are still crying about, he cheap shotted Rivers. He ruined his career. Dude, it was a legal play. Keep your head on a fucking swivel. If your scouting report for the Steelers didn't say, hey, in the run game or whenever anyone not named Hines Ward has the ball, be on the lookout for 86 to block your ass. And that's on your organization's fault. That's on the coaching staff's fault. And that's on the players' fault, too. Keep your head on a swivel out there, baby.
Vegas says, this Bettis ran a bunch of... Dude, Bettis was a beast. I know that's Finch's favorite all-time Steeler. He's not my all-time favorite, but boy, he's up there. He's in my top 10.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that, you say that and people are like, oh, and you're top 10. But got to think of all the talent Steelers had over the years. Yeah. It's very hard for me to pick a number one. But I could easily say he's in my top 10 very easily.
Yeah, mine too. Easily top 10 for players that I had the privilege to watch.
Yeah.
Those 70 guys, no, but Bussy right now for the guys I got to watch. Oh yeah, he's easily top 10.
Mark Malone, Elliott, Brisker, Savage is a nice combo. I agree. I can't wait to see. Of course, I don't know much about Savage. I just don't. I just know that he has injury issues, and again, that's kind of what was keeping him from joining sooner. So again, Mark, I'm going to take your word. Let's go to Vegas. Facts, MM. Also, Jamie says this Mount business decision, Washington. I like it. And then right here, Vegas is Rod Woodson said he hated playing versus Hines. I could understand why. Hines was definitely something different. Vegas says I hate Rod left who the fuck was responsible for that. Let's go to Somber. Somber says this Steelers tight end Darnell Washington on the monster deep ball that Aaron Rodgers hit Roman Wilson too close. The first team's practice today. He still got it. He ain't lose a step yet. Just to see the arm talent still there. Roman just opened up the deep ball, running down the field like that. It for sure it was crazy just to see it. Great stuff to hear, Mike.
Yep. I'm gonna say I just saw a tweet come across it saying talking about that throw at 70 yards in the air. It was like a perfect pass, and it looked in the reporter saying those two looked like they were in sync, the Rodgers and Roman Wilson. So encouraging stuff. I
hope that Mike McCarthy makes him play well with others this year. I really do. I don't want any more of that. I don't want to play with this guy. I want that to be done. I want it to be done. I don't care who the fuck Aaron thinks he is at the end of the day, because again, these are your teammates. These are your receivers. These are you have to throw the ball to. If it's Roman, if it's Muth, if it's DK, if it's Pittman. Again, I hope the coaching does something to change that, Mike. Again, that's something that I didn't like from the past. So again, hopefully that improves for us. Mark Malone says yes, no doubt, Thunder. And also, Mike, these final couple thoughts before we do start to get into the last the 2-minute warning, if you will, of the show, guys. This is the list of five players, Mike, that the Steelers let come to the tryouts yesterday to try out. Of course, Jamin Davis, former first-round linebacker. He played for Washington. Also, Green Bay tight end Robert Tonyan. I think he was a teammate of Aaron Rodgers, if I'm not mistaken. Also, Trayvon Rudolph, the wide receiver. Amari Berkey from I'm not sure where, Mike. And then also James Platt from he's a punter. Or the five players that were invited to come to mandatory yesterday. So again, the wheels are in motion, Mike.
Yeah.
Day 2 of 3 from mandatory minicamp. Of course, Joey Porter Jr. is present, not participating with the team as far as working out, things like that. He's holding in, doing things on his own on site, from what I understand. He comes out, Mike, he makes the comment. He says, I want to be out there. I want to be out there. Make no mistakes. But again, as we mentioned yesterday, this is a business. A business like not a lot of other businesses out there, guys. So we do have to understand, be patient. I don't think that there's any way in the world that Joey Porter doesn't get his extension, along with these other few names that Mike spoke about earlier. So again, lots of good positive word out of mandatory minicamp. 3 days this week, 3 days mandatory, back to OTAs next week, Mike. We're going to be into mid-June when that wraps up. So let's go a couple more messages here, and we're going to get to the question of the day, the trivia, guys. Here we go. Vegas says this. So the defense got beat deep. Oh, when you look at it that way.
Sebastian Castro got beat deep.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's who it was.
Well, I don't know if that makes me feel good about my offense now. But anyway, Ty says pay him, and I couldn't agree with you more, bro. I couldn't agree with you more, and it's coming. I can't imagine any scenario where this doesn't happen. I'm just going to say that. Mike, speaking of scenarios that we like to talk about, here's one. Speak about the scenario that involves our website.
Head on over to the 2dumyinzers.com. You know what's over there. We got all of our articles that we upload over there. We got all of our merchandise stores. We have all the links to Ryan and I's social media. Check it out at the 2dumyinzers.com.
Also, go check out, Mike has put up a new short today. Check it out right here on YouTube. Not Mike, Vanilla Thunder did. Not Mike.
Vanilla Thunder was a bit fired up today, boys.
So do go check that out. Hit the like button on that, guys. Let's get into, I do want to say, though, www.the2dumyinzers.com. Great website. A lot of cool stuff over there. Mike does a lot of work over there. Do go check it out. www.the2dumyinzers.com. It's time to get into the trivia question of the day. As we do, we tend to stay with the theme of things, Mike, and it's going to be no different today as we talk about nobody other than Nick Herbig. The big story, of course, the big contract that was extended yesterday, 4 year, $100 million. Nick Herbig, guys. Question of the day. Put on your thinking caps, Mike. Put on your thinking cap and put on your thinking caps. Everybody on the board, everybody at home. This is moderate. I wouldn't say difficult. I wouldn't say easy, but you may have to know what you have to know what you need to know. With that being said, here we go. Everybody knows Herbig got his big contract yesterday, Mike. Nick Herbig, the Pittsburgh Steelers, wears number 51. Can you tell me what number Nick Herbig wore at Wisconsin in college? The question of the day, what was Nick Herbig's jersey number in college? We all know he's 51 here with the Pittsburgh Steelers, but the question is, what number did our newest guest on the board so far, Tortilla, say number 19? Let me grab a couple more of these messages here as we do move along. Let's go to Vegas. Vegas says Roman better have won that battle. I got you. Yeah, for sure. Let's go here to Tyrone. Mike, that short was fire. Is what Tortilla is saying.
That was Tyrone. Yes, Tyrone. Thank you, Tyrone. Thunder says thank you.
You're supposed to be focusing. What's your thought process on this football number? Because I see that you're looking at the messages because you knew that was Tyrone. So what is your thought process?
I'm going with number 11 because he played inside. I believe he was an inside backer at Wisconsin. 11 seems to be a popular number for linebackers in college. So I'm going to go with 11.
All right. So I see on the board Tortilla and Tyrone both, which was where I got confused because they both said 19. I'm looking at both of them. They both say 19. Vegas says, let's go with number 37. Jamal is saying number 15. Somber saying 6'9", 420. Jamie Carlos saying this. He's saying 19 as well. Tortilla, he wore a marathon number. Mike, and your answer was what, 11?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to lock you in for 11, Mike. Your final answer is 11. Give you a couple more moments. Jamie's saying 19 here on the board. Go ahead and take your guesses. If you think you might know, maybe you don't. Maybe you just want to throw an answer up there. Do throw it up on the board. Again, question of the day. Nick Herbig, of course, earning himself the big contract yesterday. What number did he wear in college? He was a Badger. He wore this number, and it was not 51. That is the hint. He is not 51 in college, guys. 90210. Vegas suggesting perhaps Luke Perry. I think that was the guy's name. Luke Perry. What was the girl? What was the lady? The dark haired
Shannon Doherty.
Shannon Doherty. Yeah.
Fun fact about the guy about the show, the blonde haired kid, who played the rich kid, preppy kid. He married a chick from my hometown, and every once in a while you can catch him shopping at the Sheets.
Weren't they all
East
preppy
Liverpool.
rich kids? Wasn't they all preppy blonde rich kids?
He was the most preppiest of the preppiest blonde rich kids.
Was he the brother of Shannon Doherty's?
No.
See, he was the popular one, or Luke Perry and him were the two popular ones.
Yeah, he was the one who always feuded with like Luke Perry, because Luke Perry was supposed to be like the poor one.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not ashamed that I don't know. I'm kind of glad that I don't know that. Vegas says this one of them married Megan Fox. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember that much about them. But let's go. Tortilla. He says took everything in me to not say Richard meningitis. Right now, Mike has seen a lot of different answers. The popular consensus is 19 on the board. Mike, you say number 11. The question of the day is this, guys. Nick Herbig just landed a brand new monster contract. Of course, he wears number 51 with the Steelers, but what number did he wear? Dylan, yes. Jamal, I'm going to get back to you in a second. You just wait. The fact that you knew that, you're about to get it. 51 for the Steelers, but he did not wear 51 in college, guys. What number did Nick Herbig wear, Mike? And the answer was, in fact, number 19. The guys got it on the board. 19, Nick Herbig wore at Wisconsin. Now you, Jamal. I got to take time to address this. Dylan, yes, that was Luke Perry's name, and he was, and I hate to admit it, but I do know that he was the one that he dated Shannon Doherty. They were the Shannon Doherty and the other kid were the brother and sister, but Luke Perry, who was Dylan, dated Shannon Doherty. I think who you're talking about, Mike, is Steve. I think
Steve. It was Steve. Yeah, because I pulled up the cast. We got Steve Saunders, played by Ian Ziering. Yes,
yeah,
that's who it was.
Yes,
yeah. And then Brian Austin Green is the one who married
Megan Fox.
Yeah.
I mean, he was. I mean, kind of. Steve was kind of like the side character because the two guys, Dylan and Brandon, I think.
Yes, it was Brandon.
Were the two popular ones, but anyway, we're just gonna edit that right out of this show anyhow. So let's go right here to Jamal. When I seen Dylan pop up, I had to stop what I was doing. I had to, and the fact that it was Jamal, I had to do it.
Then it was perfect. Dylan was that dude with the exclamation point.
Yeah. The Ian guy got fired off of Apprentice, is what Vegas is saying. Me too, Jamal. And I never wanted to admit it. And I never planned to listen. We're almost at 1,000 shows, and I never once admitted that I've ever watched that show. But there you go, everybody. 90210, the original 90210, of course, from the early 90s. Let's grab a couple more messages, Mike, before we do start to round up, as we are rounding third right here. Vegas says, what is it, Tyler Austin Green? Something like that. Brian Austin Green. Was that his name? Brian Austin Green, I think.
Brian Austin Green.
Jamal says Dylan was that dude. Ty says, here we go. There he goes with the Rockets. Love it, baby. Always love seeing the Rockets. Let's fucking go. Tyrone says, Somber says, Alex did report the Steelers facility this morning before being excused per Saunders. Thank you, Somber. You the man. Vegas, he says, okay, we did get that from the Celebrity Apprentice. Jamal, and right here, Somber, I guess Benton is the only player present at Herbig's press conference. So it looks like I might get to check this out as we do get prepared to roll here, Mike. A few things before we do get ready to take off for the day, though. I do want to say this. If you were watching the Pirates like I am today, or getting ready for your Steelers or anything, stop by and grab yourself some Duquesne Pilsner to help enjoy your experience, Mike. Now available in 6 and 12 packs at Giant Eagle and wherever wherever cases are sold, of course. People at Duquesne Pilsner are awesome people. We love them. We support them. Go check them out. If you're not a big beer drinker, that's fine. Swing by the website for them guys. Any social media is fine. Hit the follow button. Show them some love and support. I'm sure they will appreciate it greatly. We always have Duquesne Pilsner here on tap in the studio for every event that comes along. Like made right here in Pittsburgh, Duquesne Pilsner. It says on the can, grab a Duke.
Grab a Duke.
If you do check out their social media, swing by and check us out as well, guys. We are all over the place. We're at Facebook. We're at X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, Threads, TikTok. Swing by, hit the follow button. Keep up with what's going on with the two Dum Yinzers on a day-to-day basis. And if you haven't yet, do hit the like button down below. Hit the like, hit the sub, the share, the comment. It all helps out, guys, in the algorithm. We appreciate it all. Thank you. A couple things here being said on the board. Vegas, first time they zoomed in on Jason Priestley. And Tombstone, I said Brandon. There's the name, Jason Priestley. Yes, Brandon, of course. Luke Perry and Jason Priestley were the big names. And everyone laughed. Let's go. Ty says, pay JPJ today. Tortilla says, JPJ pride. Baby, he's coming. Believe me, it's coming. There's no way that they're not extending, my man. A few other things, Mike, before we wrap it up today. Tomorrow we'll wrap up. And as I'm talking, Mike, I am seeing the Madden 27 Caleb cover coming across my pop-ups on the side of my screen. There he is, Caleb Williams. Let me just X you out there. Mike, a few things going on. Pittsburgh Pirates game 2 tonight. Against the Houston Astros, trying to get to the 5-game winning streak for the first time this season. Also, our Riveters back at it. They are playing Cleveland Force in Cleveland, Pirates down in Houston. But the Steelers wrapping up, day 2 of mandatory minicamp. Day 3 will be tomorrow, and that will then conclude mandatory minicamp. They'll be off Friday. They'll be back in next week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday for their OTAs. And at that point, guys, we'll be approaching mid-June. So it's not going to be too long from now. Mike, your thoughts on today's show? With a microphone would be perfect.
Sorry. Nice to have one of the young guys locked up. Hopefully we can, get JPJ locked up. It would be nice to see all three of the big dogs at outside linebacker get ample playing time this year. And then all three of them live up to their contracts. Because if they do, that means one thing. We are riding the wave on a deep playoff run, and that's what we want, and that's what this team has been building for the past 4 to 5 years now. Is for something like this to happen, and hopefully we're not going to trade Highsmith, because I think he's a damn good player, one of the most underrated players in the NFL, probably one of the most underrated Steelers outside of JPJ. So, if we can make him happy with, his illness, hopefully, it is that and not him pouting, because we need him. And this team needs all three of those guys ready to go. So I'm ready for it, baby. I'm ready to see what this defense can do.
All right. Vegas saying this, maybe they are lowballing. Where'd it go? Maybe they are lowballing him because he is a legacy player. Vegas says this. Vegas also, I'm not sure what that is. Let me go right here to Jamie. Jamie Carlos. Carlos says this. I heard Highsmith didn't show up to practice today. Coincidence? I think not. And you know what? We did report that very early, the very beginning of the show. That was the scoop. Jamie, he was sick. He's sick today. But from what we understand, the latest scoop was he showed up, but then was excused. But again, I don't disagree. I think that maybe this could be something to at least mow over in our minds. Again, coincidentally, there's 91 guys there after we get the big news about Herbig, who's sick the next morning and has to go home. I don't know. Again, I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying. Let's go here to Somber Roman on the 70-yard ball from Aaron Rodgers. Very, very great stuff to hear, guys. As long as they don't have Aaron in there pushing sleds around anytime in the near future, things are looking good. Corey says this. I don't know how accurate ChatGPT is, but on this it says the Steelers are listening to trade offers right now, but didn't give me a source to look into. And that's the thing, we've been hearing about the trade offers ever since the draft. Certainly with Alex Highsmith, and of course, Mike, the talk with what happened with Myles Garrett earlier this week and T.J. Watt. So these will be swirling. Who knows what's real right now? Who knows what isn't? The only thing we know is mandatory is looking good. Highsmith is extended. The vibe is good in Pittsburgh. We're ready for some football. So again, we'll certainly keep on top of that as well, Corey, and that'll be something we can get into tomorrow. Let's look at this. Somber says it's just a beautiful ball. Wilson said afterward to the Steelers. Now he puts a lot of air under it. It's different to explain because difficult maybe to explain because I'm not really watching it. I'm just tracking it. I got you, bro. I'm excited to hear it. Let's go down here. Somber, appreciate his placement of where he puts it. Okay, so I just appreciate. Gotcha. Cheeky Baby, Steelers Cheeky Baby says this. I hope they sign JPJ today. It'd be great, man. We all got our fingers crossed. But again, at the end of the day, it's coming. I just don't know when. Let's go here to Vegas. Okay. Gotcha. I didn't read it as that for some reason, but now I understand entirely. Also, he says this. I hope it's not his hamstring already. Or the groin. Shiki Baby says this. I was against signing Rodgers, but if the arm is still there and the defense plays to its potential, the Steelers absolutely have a chance to win in the playoffs. I couldn't agree more. I'm starting to believe more and more every day, Shiki. I really am. I really am. Corey, don't drink that, says that Steelers Chic. I think they'll extend him after they trade Highsmith. Very interesting take there. Chat CTE. Tortilla says, trademarked by AB. Corey says, Steelers Chic says this. The stupid thing if they think trade for what? And that's the thing. It's going to be certainly out there swirling around, especially after what just went down with Myles Garrett. So whether it does happen, whether it doesn't happen, whether it's not even in the talks, it's definitely going to be talked about just because of what just went down with Garrett. So again, take it as you wish. Let's go here to Corey. I'm just kidding. I don't know that for sure. At Tortilla, laugh my ass off. He should be. And Tortilla says it's believable. It's believable. Guys, we'll be back tomorrow again to do it all over again. I cannot wait. Mike, so much going on as the Steelers wrap up mandatory tomorrow. But of course, the big news that just continues to come all off season, all the way from the day after the Steelers lose the playoff game. You have Coach T stepping down. Then you have the draft coming. Yeah. Then you hire a new coach and a whole new system and a whole new team of coaches. And then the draft comes to Pittsburgh. And then free agency and so many different things. Mike, it just hasn't stopped. This is why we do what we do all year round. I don't regret it. I love being here. I love hearing all the different voices, all the different opinions of Steeler Nation. This is what it's all about, baby. Everybody here is ready for this season. I know that. Let me jump in. Speaking of somebody that might not be in on the Steelers, let's go to Brandon right here. I do know that he's a Rams fan. Earlier he says Stafford will retire next year, leaving the Rams with a promising first-round quarterback who's in their rookie contract. There you go. There you go.
That's a smart move right there. And that's one of the things that our Steelers are trying to do, to have that team then get a young rookie quarterback on their rookie contract and pay those other guys around them. And that's why they do it. Like, I was on board with them drafting Ty Simpson. I wasn't a fan of Ty Simpson, but I get their thought process, and it was a very smart move.
Let's go right here to Corey says, you mean believe Abel as opposed with the AB opposed to believable at Tortilla. Gotcha. What do we got, Mike? I do want to say thank you everybody for coming and hanging out and checking us out today. We certainly appreciate each and every one of you. We truly, honestly do. We couldn't do it without you guys. Thank you so much, and gals alike. I do want to say thank you to everybody on the terrible board. You guys always keep things interesting on this show, and we value like gold. We do. Here at Dum Yinzers, you are the lifeblood of the show, and we wouldn't have it any other way. Steeler Nation rules, baby. Always has, always will, Mike. And then also I do want to say thank you to everybody that's at home, perhaps in the car, maybe work, in the gym, wherever you may be listening or watching. We thank you too. Yes. We'll be back tomorrow to do it all over again, Mike. Again, mandatory mini camp does wrap up tomorrow for the Steelers, so there will be a lot of topic and a lot of conversation. And again, who would have thunk that we would have been talking about the big contract extension today, this time yesterday? So again, you just never know. It's been that kind of an off season for our Steelers, and I think that this is leading us to some success this season. And I think a lot of people agree. Certainly, that is the vibe around town. So, guys, very excited to get to it. But we will be back tomorrow. Let me see. I do want to say thank you to everybody. Somber, my man, Vegas, guys. Also to Tyrone, everybody, guys. Thank you so much. Mike, anything before we wrap it up for the day?
I got nothing, man. Have a good day, everyone.
All right, guys, don't forget the Buccos this afternoon or tonight to game 2 against the Astros. And again, our Riveters, our women's soccer team, Mike, they're up in Cleveland today. We'll talk about that a little bit more tomorrow and get into our Pittsburgh Steelers and everything that goes along with the Steelers. So we hope to see everybody then. For everyone here at the show, we got Finch, we got Derby, we got Chop, we got RB, Mike, myself, and the 2 Dum Yinzers. Everybody have a great hump day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.